Welcome to my hardcore Minecraft world, where as you can see, we've done a lot. And yes, most of that has been building. Lots and lots of building, as you're about to see in this video right here. So sit back, relax, and see what I've achieved in 1,000 days of hardcore Minecraft so far. And also make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, if you don't have time to watch this entire thing, just leave it running in the background. It really helps me out. Thanks. Hello there, and welcome to a brand new hardcore Minecraft series. My name's Joel, and I am terrible at hardcore Minecraft. I've tried multiple times to play hardcore, and I've died stupidly. Ooh, more gunpowder. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I've died really stupidly. Oh my gosh. Oh, no. Oh. No. And of course, I've died really stupidly.
You gotta have another one.
So what's the difference this time, Joel? Well, not much. I could be adding a really stupid death onto that list, but I will try my best not to. To make you believe me, I'm going to spend at least 21 hours in-game on this first episode, which beats my first stupid death record. Anyway, please subscribe as it really does help, and in case you're wondering what you've been watching so far is day 0 of our world. Yes, that's right, we'll also be tracking the days in the top left-hand corner, meaning this is day 1. Ooh, not much has happened as you can see from my inventory. Now let's do something you probably shouldn't do in a hardcore world, but should be pretty safe as long as you're not an idiot. And luckily for you guys, I'm only slightly an idiot. 5 iron. That means this is going to be a good series. And I just found some armor as well, meaning I basically can't die now. So with my newfound confidence, I robbed this village of all its resources, collected some nearby basic materials, looted this chest, and then got murdering some cows. I saw my first mob in this cave here and ran away. Why? Well, because I'm very scared. I'll be sleeping as soon as the sun sets most nights to stop mob spawning, because I'm very scared. I did, however, find this lovely bit of scenery here, and I was inspired, and it gave me some ideas. So let's put all our stuff in this chest here, and let's go gather some more materials, but not in there. Instead, I headed out to this nearby mountain biome, which as you can see is covered in coal and iron. So of course we got mining away, slept, then mined some more. I've mined so much stuff, but look how much is left still. We'll come back to that when we get some better enchantments. And I'm going to start this world off right by actually making some blast furnaces to smelt all this iron. It's a lot of iron for early game, but it's worth it, okay? It speeds things up so much. And while that was smelting, I took the time to look at how amazing this area is looking and found a perfect place for our starter base to go. Not only does it have a lovely backdrop, there's also this really cool cave underneath, which I could definitely use in the future. But before we get building that, let's make sure we're actually protected, as this leather cap and gold leggings have served me well, but I feel a bit safer now. And look at me, full iron tools, and so much iron still smelting. Not bad for day 4, eh? So let's talk about this starter base. Now it's a starter base, so we're not going to go too complicated. And rather than collect loads of crazy materials, we're going to use things local to the area, such as these spruce trees on the mountain, some oak wood, and let's clear some space and make a temporary little tree farm here using the saplings we gathered. Now I'm going to be totally honest here. When I play Minecraft these days, I use help. And when it comes to building, I like to use a mod called Litematica. This mod just saves me time as a content creator and shows me what materials I need to build my starter base. As I always grab the seed when I start a new world and design stuff in creative first to save myself some time, as this is my job after all. As a classic saying goes, don't work hard, work smart, although we work hard as well. Now I'm going to grab myself a shield as we're going to venture into the cave down here, because there's a few blocks I want to get. Oh look, our first mob kill. Oh man, that is not what I wanted to see underneath my area. What I wanted to see was the tough. I need a little bit of tough, not the deep dark. Oh gosh. Is there any way to get that tough without setting off sensors? I don't know. I think we're safe, right? I'd hope we are. Can you see why I die so much in hardcore? Let's collect some of this quickly. We don't need much. I just need it for a bit of texturing. All right, let's make our way up to safety and follow my torch trail home. Now I'm going to try something different for this starter base. I'm going to try and make it expandable. Normally I build something and once I'm done with it, I'm done. Whereas this one, we're going to adapt it for the future. And I should be careful here. Ooh, our first gold. So the first part may look quite basic at first, but I promise you by the end of the episode, it'll hopefully look pretty good. And the main material we're using, that's right, stone. Now I know I said easy to get materials, but I want normal stone, so we're going to have to do a lot of smelting. I've been used to endgame Minecraft for a while. This is slow. Holy moly. But we've been gathering some stuff in this chest here. It's looking good. Still a lot more to go, though. But as time passes, I'm feeling braver and braver. So we collected some stuff like andesite and sand, and we also made ourselves the wonderful stone cutter. Praise be, stone cutter. Praise be, I love you. I also did the horrible task of getting clay with an iron shovel. We're getting there. However, there's one thing I want to do that I've never done before, but I'm pretty sure I know how it works. If I get some glass bottles of water, can you... Ooh, look at that. You can make some mud. I only need 4 bits of mud, but there's no mangrove swamp nearby, so that's my best way of getting it. Can then use the wheat I got from the farm, make some packed mud, some mud bricks, and then some mud brick stairs, which is what I want. Look at all them materials, by the way. Only a couple more things to get, and that is some sugarcane, some leaves, and the last things are string and moss. Let's hope this shipwreck has the moss. Doesn't look like it. Big sad. But maybe this map will give us some diamonds. We're on day 13, and that's my lucky number. Gimme, oh my gosh, a single diamond. I'll take it. Second time lucky. No moss. Third time's a charm, baby. Lovely. Not so lovely. Oui, très bien. The last thing I need, some string. And there we go. All the materials we need. So, Joel, you're going to get building it, right? Right? Actually, no. I want to build a farm first. Why? Because I need to at some point, and I like to tease you. So this lovely land up here I'm stood on, right? Imagine there's a bridge going across. The bridge will come at a later date. But all this space up here could be quite good for some farms. So let's build some farms. So let's make a hoe and let's get hoeing. Is that a thing people say? It most certainly is not. But anyway, we got building this farm, which took a bit longer than I thought it was going to, just because it's so awkward at the early game. But after about 30 minutes, we had a decent looking field. There we go. A farm. And there's an enderman underneath it. 2 endermen. What are they doing there? I don't know. But soon we will have wheat. Wheat to feed cows, which we don't have right now, but we will get at a later date because we need food. Anyway, that's enough teasing for now. Shall we work on this little starter base? I promise you, it may not look the greatest right now, but hopefully later it will, all right? Stick around. Time to clear some space. Gosh, I just want diamond tools so badly. And let's get building this thing, starting with the exterior. It's not the largest building in the world, but we tried to add in some texture into it anyway, using that tuff, the cobblestone, and the andesite, so it wasn't just plain stone and stone bricks. I also added on a very ugly flat spruce roof. That didn't take long at all. Kind of a weird looking house, I know. All right, I know. Okay? But that's going to change, like I said. It's all about the adaptability. Shall we do the inside now? The inside isn't going to be adaptable. It's just going to stay the same because I'm not going to make myself do 2 interiors. That'd be crazy. So there we go. A pretty basic starter house. Well, it's only day 23. So what do you expect? All right? The interior, however, I'm quite happy with. Look at this for a little basic layout. And you can see here where we plan to expand in the future. Ooh. As yes, that roof will be going, which is why it looks, well, terrible. It kind of looks like a very disgusting birthday cake. Now I'm already sick of having to run round to my farm here. If only there was some sort of bridge. Hey? Hey? Imagine if I just built one right now. Wouldn't that be crazy? So off I went to gather the materials for it, pulling off this sick water bucket jump and then collecting a load of stone and a little bit of oak wood too. I then got assembling said bridge and bridged the gap across to our farm, and it does exactly what it's meant to do. I also added a pillar underneath my base because I thought it looked a bit floaty, and this adds some aesthetic support. Look at me walking on my bridge. Look at me. Admire me. I have a bridge. It's coming together. Although this house still looks like a terrible cake. There's some things in Minecraft you just have to do, like breaking wheat and placing seeds, and it's not fun to watch. I could put some crazy music behind it right now, but look. it's still not fun, is it? I think there's only one thing that's less fun than planting crops, and that's sorting your chests out. But it needs to be done. However, I'm not going to show me doing that. Instead, I'll show you a little cute video of my dog or something, and then it'll be done. It's not done yet, but this wandering trader showed up, and I realized I do have emeralds, and I can buy some cactus. I'm just going to buy one. Inside now, everything is sort of labeled, and we know where everything goes. Hopefully, we can keep this neat and tidy for a while. But it's time to mine. This is Minecraft after all, and I'm still wearing iron armor, guys, and I've been playing for what? 5 hours exactly. Let's go caving and hope we don't die. Well, the series would be over if we did die. Hello, one sec. Come on, fella, get in this boat. Where are you all coming from? Lovely. You may be coming useful in the future. I've realized I'm definitely going to need more tools. That's better. Before we set off, though, bam! Wheat field is now full of seeds. What will I do with all these spare seeds that I have in my inventory? Probably make another wheat field. Into the caves we go. You have got to be joking me. Why is there so much skulk everywhere? I think this is pretty safe, though, because there's none of those shriekers around. At least I can't see any. Guys, I think I'm about to be really boring and strip mine. Ugh. And I did strip mine. I broke 1.5 pickaxes, and I found absolutely nothing. I am a pathetic failure. Time to try something different, and that was to look for diamonds generated in structures. Give me a map. What on earth? This is right in the middle of the sea. I've never seen this before. It's like down here. What on earth? Oh, no diamonds. Well, I've raided 2 chests and neither of them are diamonds, so this is a terrible idea as well. Okay, I've ran really far away. Hopefully this cave will be better. Whee! This cave almost goes all the way down to bedrock instantly. What the heck? Why, hello there, diamond. Let's see how many more we get in this cave. A 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ooh, a mob spawner with lots of cool stuff in the chest for me. I then decided to go strip mining because I'm a boring loser and got 2 diamonds. In all that time of mining, I didn't find more than a cluster of 2 diamonds. How? But we ended up with 12 in total, and I'm deciding what to make. Because obviously, a diamond pickaxe is very important. But so is diamond armor. And I need an enchanting table. But I want to enchant a diamond pickaxe. But to enchant, I need 2 diamonds, meaning I don't have enough to do all of them. Let's do the enchantment table, the pickaxe, and some diamond leggings. But we have no space for this enchantment table to go. So I guess it's time to expand the expandable base. Starting by getting rid of this absolutely horrible roof. I hate it so much. I got rid of this way too early as I've got nowhere near enough materials to build what I want to build. Let's change that, shall we? A lot of this stuff is just me gathering wood and then crafting it into stuff, and we end up with a chest of spruce stuff. I stone cut a load of deep slate, giving us deep slate stuff. I also had my closest death experience yet. Holy moly, did not see that creeper. Where did it come from? Oh my gosh. Ah. I went out into the world to gather some random stuff, including all the different types of stone, some clay, and ended up with stone stuff. I planted some sugarcane and then chopped down a load of oak trees, crafted some stuff, stripped some stuff, also went out and got some birch stuff, and then I got some sugarcane that I planted. I made a whole cow farm as well, and got some cows, and I ended up with lots of wooden stuff. I crafted some lanterns, added them to the chest, and all the other bits and bobs. And that gives us everything we need for this expansion. That took a long time. We're now at the 10-hour mark. I decided to watch the sunset in Minecraft because I'm a massive loser and I thought it looked pretty. But then I was like, Joel, what are you doing? Let's get building. Let's turn this birthday cake into an actual nice house. We're using some gradients on this thing. We've got some dripstone and some terracotta, and we're topping it off with the deep slate roof, all coming together to make a lovely looking house, which I'm very, very pleased with. Look at our house. I've kind of like tripled it in size. Do you want a quick tour? At the top of the stairs, we have our new enchanting area. This is a corridor. At the end of the corridor is my bedroom. And on the top floor is just a messy storage room to store stuff in. And I've been quite unlucky so far, but not anymore. We're about to get fortune free first time. Bam. Oh my gosh. What? We actually did? Thank you, Minecraft gods. Thank you. That means I can enchant my legs now. I was not expecting this to happen. Fire protection. Okay. Minecraft gods, You giveth, then you taketh. Oh my gosh, with our fortune-free pickaxe, we're gonna go looking for more diamonds, you know it. So off we went deep into this cave here in search for diamonds. Got attacked by a lot of mobs, which was very scary, and found our first diamond in a mine shaft until first diamonds. What? 4? Oh, and then 1. Still good. I then went mining a bit more, sticking to the caves this time rather than strip mining, as I found it was a bit more successful. But oh boy, does the fortune free come in handy. My gosh, without it, I would have got nowhere near this amount of armor and tools. Doesn't mean I get good enchantments, though. Well, Joel, we're all nice and geared up now, but our house is kind of looking a bit, you know, weird. It just sort of sticks out, and I feel like it's missing trees. So am I really going to spend a lot of hours adding in some trees? Well, we still got about 9.5 hours left, so yeah, let's see how long this takes. A very long time, because as you can see, we had to chop down a load of oak trees, which took about a day. Planted a load of spruce trees, but I needed them to grow, so I went mining out of boredom. Got myself some birch leaves, got myself some spruce leaves. Re-enchanted my diamond chest plate and got protection free, which is almost as bad as before. Then with all the materials we gathered, we got building these spruce trees, and this took a long time to build them all. I'd say this whole process took around about 2 to 3 hours of our time. And let's pause the time lapse for a second, because if you're wondering how I did this, I basically went into creative mode. I made 2 different spruce trees, I rotated them around, placed them around my house, and we got building them. So basically all these trees you're seeing here are 2 different types of tree, just rotated and slightly different in each one. But unless I told you that, I don't think you'd be able to tell, although I've noticed this one here looks identical to that one there. But apart from that, you can't tell, right? And look at the difference it makes to our house. Oh, it's gorgeous, love. But it could be even more gorgeous. How, you ask? Well, first we dispose of this pesky skeleton, and then enchant our shovel, then collect some gravel and some dirt, make some coarse dirt, then let's get some stone, some moss, some dripstone, and last up, some flowers. And then let's make a new pathway through the center of these 2 trees here, like so. And then up here, let's add some boulders. Boulders. And then some moss placed around. And then some coarse dirt and gravel. Yes, I have a new shovel. My last one just broke. Oops. And finally, some flowers. And if you pan out and have a look at it all in total, I think it's turned out looking a lot better. But let's not stop there. I want to transform the underneath area of our cave where we have our pillar and also these 2 lovely, lovely creepers. So I gathered some materials and built some stairs leading all the way down. I decorated those stairs and linked it up to my path as well and added this little pond next to them. I added some plant boxes on, then I also added in a pathway before opening up a big hole here. Inside this hole, we're going to have our first farm, which is a very basic sugarcane farm. We're not going to be making it automated. We're just going to plant it and we're going to come break it with our hands. But obviously we're not going to leave it just as a hole. Oh no, no, no. We're going to decorate not only the interior but the exterior as well. So we used some oak and spruce wood, went and collected some granite, and then went and got some deep slate from down below. I then built a little exterior for this, a little house sticking out of the cave, which is lovely because you don't have to build the back of the house. Instead you build the front, which is great. It begins. That's right. I'm hoping to have lots of different little buildings down here. All of them hopefully having some sort of purpose. This one here is a sugarcane farm, which I have been collecting and storing in these chests here. It's not automated, but this is episode 1. I'm not going to be automating stuff. Now, I would like to build more farms, but before building more farms, I need somewhere to store the stuff from my farms. So let's build something here. So off we set on a little adventure out to find a new type of wood, and that wood was dark oak from a forest not too far away. We also collected some calcite. However, we sleep in the big bed because after I do this, we are on day 100, and we've nearly hit the 18-hour mark. The only thing we did on day 100 was gather deep slate. As the sun sets for day 100, look, we have everything we need to build this house. I guess we're going to get building again. Oh my gosh, there's been so much building this episode. Get used to it. This is what this series is going to be about. Yeah, that's right, baby. And this here is a slightly different sort of style of building to the one we built earlier for our house. We've still got some sort of remnants of it, but it's also got a diagonal in it. A nice looking farmhouse. Now all we need is to plant our crops. Let's start with carrots. So, of course, we walled off the carrot field. Then we put some water in, hoed that ground like a man that's hoeing ground. And then we planted the carrots that we'd already gathered. Oh, I just realized I never showed you around the barn. Do you want to have a quick look? Inside, we've got loads and loads of storage, as you can see. We've also got 2 bone meal machines, which will use these hoppers and these composters here to give us bone meal. And then we have more storage. Yeah, it's a lot of storage, but we need the storage. Anyway, onto potatoes. Same thing as before, except this time it's a different field, and we cleared some space as well and made a new pathway. Once again, did some hoeing like a man who hoes stuff, and then we planted our potatoes. I also harvested my wheat to make some bone meal, as we needed some bone meal, and I got bored of making farms, so I went and harvested some leaves, got some oak wood, and then I decided to build a tree here. I know, I'm just so crazy. I'm just kidding. It's just a simple little oak tree. Next up, pumpkins. Pumpkins are a bit more difficult to plant, as you can't plant them sporadically all over the place like carrots and wheat. Instead, you have to make these weird lines to make it a little bit more efficient. But we did that. We planted our pumpkin seeds. We made a little wall around it using the same stuff we'd been making the walls of everywhere else. And we also made sure it was nice and lit up. Next up, some sheep. Here's a pen. It's only small, but we don't need a lot of sheep. I went and got some sheep, and I put the sheep in the pen. Oh, it feels nice walking through all my fields of crops. This didn't take as long as I thought it would, to be honest. I know we still haven't got melons and beetroots, but I feel like these ones here are the most important ones. And they're taking ages to grow, so let's get some bone meal. Harvesting wheat is still not fun, but it has to be done, as well as bone mealing. It has to be done. It's just not fun, though. Oh, that one grew instantly. We've officially reached our final hour here. Still not got all the fields of crops full, but I'm hoping we can get feather falling free on our boots, as this really helps in hardcore. Can we? No. I'll have to work on a way of getting XP at some point. Back to tending my crops. That would be awfully sad too, not to have someone to share this lovely world with. So, let's kill some fish right here, and let's find some cats. Oh, there's 2. Lovely. This might take up the rest of the next hour. Where you going, fella? I'm here with some fish. Yes. Ha 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 ha. Lovely. You'll come home with me. I don't want you. Somehow I've lost the cat already. The village is here where I tamed him. Oh, he's... Get off the bed. Come on, come with me. Exactly like my cat in real life. Because of that, I'm going to leave him under this tree here and use my one and only name tag, plus make a brand new anvil. And rather than call him Buddy, as he's ginger and looks nothing like Buddy, we're going to call him Muddy. And look at that, the final carrot in our carrot field. Super exciting, I know. And that's all the pumpkins. And finally, the potatoes as well. All the fields are full. And with that, we have reached the 21-hour mark. Look at what we have managed to create within this 21 hours. What a first episode. I hope you guys are excited for what's to come. So far, we've survived 21 hours.
Does that mean you're going to take it easy today, Joel?
Not a chance, silly viewer. Today, we're going to get straight to work on a crazy project surrounding this pool of water. Wait, that's not a very impressive pool of water. Let's change that, shall we? Starting with clearing some trees, then clearing some flowers, then placing a lot of water, which at the same time kills all the grass underneath and turns it to dirt. So let's bone meal that dirt to make it look a little bit nicer. Wow, I built this big puddle and I haven't even asked you to subscribe yet. That'd be really cringe to do it now. Please subscribe. Unless you're already subscribed, then please leave a like. So now we have our big puddle, but before we can build anything round it, there's some other stuff I want to do first. And one of those is build a cactus farm with our one piece of cactus we have here. But we need more than one piece, of course, so while we wait for this to grow, let's do some farming. Yay. Wow, this is so fun. So I did some more farming, and potato farming, and carrot farming. But don't worry, we did all that farming, and our cactus managed to grow, right? Ha 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 ha. Of course it didn't. But we're going to make a proper cactus farm, and we're going to make it over here. And when I say proper, it's going to be very basic, but it'll do for the time being. So we went off and collected ourselves some spruce wood, and then we stripped that spruce wood, got all our copper, made it into some blocks, and then look, our cactus grew. I did a dance around it to celebrate, then split it into 2 cacti, but it still wasn't enough, so I decided to head out in search of a desert. On the way, I managed to find a bamboo biome, so I took some bamboo and some jungle saplings home, then saw this. What on earth? Why are there so many turtles? What? I've never seen that before. There's even loads in the water as well. Anyway, that was weird. I found myself that desert though, so I got myself some cacti, some sandstone, then went home and mined some granite as well. Man, it's been a while, but look, materials. What do we do with those materials? We build a terrible cactus farm. Yes, this farm is terrible, but the building's really cute though. Let's build it. Unfortunately, this is being built in possibly the most awkward spot to time lapse, but as you can see, we're clearing out this big hole here for our cactus farm to go. Then we got working on the outer building and the cactus farm itself. Wow, it's really hard to see this house because of this stupid pillar here. But look, our cactus farm is done. It's got 8 pieces of cactus in it, and they will eventually grow and drop cactus in here automatically. Hopefully, we get 1 piece of cactus before this floor turns to oxidized copper. If we don't, I'll be very sad. Alright, I guess we're ready now to build around this lake. No, I need a way of getting XP. And just up the hill here, and behind this waterfall, ooh, look, there is a spider spawner. So close to our base. What's in the chests? Ooh, looting free. So we're going to convert this into an XP farm. First I mined out the room, then I mined out the room some more, then placed some water down and built the rest of the farm. It's really quite simple. It doesn't require many materials, and as you can see, it gets the job done. It's working. Let's stay here for a while and get some levels. So the farm is incredibly slow. I get about 3 XP levels per day, which is why we're on so many days right now. Oh, hello, fella. And the reason I only have 33 levels is because I enchanted this sword and this other sword about 6 times until I got one that was good. And even then, it's not that good. But we now have enough levels to do our shovel, rubbish, and our helmet. Also rubbish. But now we are finally ready to get working on this area here. Also, look! 4 whole cacti, and our copper floor hasn't even started oxidizing. Amazing. Oh, I just remember we got the looting book as well, so we'll add this on quickly and call it Stinky. Now I know what you're thinking. Joel, what on earth are you building, and what is the point of it? And to that I say, you have a very good point, but let me explain. It's all for my Nether portal. And the Nether is very scary, and I want to delay going to the Nether as long as possible. But I've come up with a very cool portal design, but it would look weird by itself, so I need to build a village to make it look a bit nicer. But Joel, that's ridiculous. I know. Deal with it, okay? So we're going to start out by making ourselves a load of coarse dirt and grabbing a load of spruce planks. And then we get placing the pathway. And as you can see, it's kind of wide at the top. Then we have this sort of bridge and section here before it comes down to the water level. So this layout's looking pretty random, Joel. How did you come up with it? Well, let me tell you. I hopped onto my test world and I placed down a load of wool where I wanted buildings to be. I then shaped those buildings out a little bit and placed a path connecting them all. Easy. Like I said last time, I play Minecraft a lot. If I can find a way to make things easier for myself, I'm going to do that. But what's not going to be easy is our next adventure, as we need to go find a mangrove swamp. And I've looked on the website Seed Map, which you can use to map out seeds, and it'll show you every biome. And I found a mangrove swamp, except it's 4,000 blocks away. So, guess we better get walking. Anyone want to see a walking montage? Well, here you go. Sorry, just squealed. I thought that was going to be bigger. It's fine. Back to the walking montage. Yeah, you want walking? Here's some different biomes being walked through. As you can see, this one's water and I'm not walking. But here, I actually managed to find myself a desert temple, but it gave me a flashback.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm good. I don't want to die just yet. Instead, I want to mine down all these mangroves. Just kidding, that would take forever. I did collect some mud, though, and I also collect some mango propagules, so I don't have to come back here in the future, as well as some wood, just because. Anyway, time to head home through all those biomes again. But oh wait, look, a mine shaft with some glowberries. Ooh, lovely. But anyway, let's head home. We're going to use all this mud we got, along with some granite, which, ooh, we don't have, to make this pathway look less terrible. Speaking of mud, how are you doing, Muddy? Oh, I I love you too. That was quite weird. But here's me farming my wheat up because I need the wheat to make packed mud, which I'm going to turn into packed mud bricks and then turn that into mud brick walls. I also fixed my pickaxe, went and mined some granite, went and got some spruce wood, and now we can actually make this pathway look a bit more presentable. We're going to add a bridge on the top right there and wall off the other sections. And look, it's idiot proof. I can't fit through it and fall off and die, which is good. So you have your pass, Joel. But what about this village you talked of? Well, we need some villagers first. But before we go get them, quick cactus farm check. Ooh, it's all coming together. I need the green dye, and then we can dye our sheep and start breeding them again. But anyway, time to go through that horrible task of getting villagers, which everybody hates. Managed to get them in some minecarts though, send them up on some rails I created, and we got transporting them the annoyingly mountainous terrain all the way over to our area, where I dug out this hole underneath where the farms are and also broke my diamond shovel, and in this hole is where we're going to put our villagers. No fancy villager breeder because I'm not really wanting to automate everything just yet. Instead, we put them in here with some beds, quite a few beds actually, and then we threw them some food and we got our first baby villager. Oh. Alrighty, we have our villagers and they're starting to breed up. So I guess it's time to get working on this village. And the first thing we need is a way to get emeralds. And we've got a lot of crops over there. So I thought, how about some farmer villagers in a little house here, where I'm stood right now. So let's go get some materials and hopefully they will sound like the start of the song Land Down Under. Okay, that's enough of that. But look, materials. Let's build a house, and this time there will be no land down under, but there will be a house on upper here. Cool, let's build. That was not clever whatsoever. That was really bad. But anyway, here's our first village building. It is a farmhouse where we're going to keep all our farmers, which of course we had to transport in. So after I got myself a load of wheat, I brought them all in one by one. And then when I farmed all my carrots and all my potatoes and started trading with them. Our first stack of emeralds. Lovely. So now we have a quick way of getting emeralds. Time to build some other stuff. But first, we need some diamonds as our tools are getting really low and I want some diamonds to fix them. So we headed down to this cave here and we got lucky straight away. We managed to find a load of diamonds, enough to fix our tools for now. And then we got collecting a load of other materials as well for our village buildings, and we're going to build them one by one. And I'm not going to show you collecting the materials every time. Instead, you're going to see lots of lovely time lapses in a short amount of time of me building them. So we're starting off with our Fletchers here, which we quickly got some villages in. When we got some more materials, and we built a building right over by the stairs here. And this is going to be our smiths, and of course, had to put the villagers in here as well. Then we got building the armorers, which is going to be at the bottom of the stairs here. And you guessed it, the villagers to go inside them. And then we got some more materials, and then we got building our first diagonal building here, which is actually a butcher's. And yep, once again, villagers and more villagers. And finally, more materials, and we got building our fishing villager place. I don't know what it's called. The fish barn, I guess. Oh wait, I'm forgetting something. Oh yeah, the villagers. Oh boy, what you just watched was 5 hours of progress and building in a minute and a half. Pretty crazy, but I built a lot of villages before, and each building, although unique, they're nothing special. Inside we have decorated them, and I will be farming and utilizing these guys very soon. And no, there are no librarians, as I have another idea for that. Instead we have the toolsmiths, the armorers, the butchers, and the fishermen. But although this place is looking a lot more dense now, it could be denser. I want to decorate it some more before we get moving on to our nether portal. And I think some trees, some bushes, and stuff like that will really bring it together. So we're going to go collect a load of materials, but you won't see that. Instead, next up, we're going to have a big time lapse of me just completing everything else. And by everything else, I mean some bushes, some rocks, and then some flowers. And then I got building a couple of trees as well. One birch tree, because that's fun. A couple of oak trees, and also a pond. Oh, doesn't this look a lot nicer now with these trees added in and all this greenery and the dripstone and moss around? Really brings it all together. So now that's all done, it's probably time we got working on what we actually want to do today, and that is our nether portal, which is gonna be around about here somewhere, just next to the village. But this is not going to be a simple task, as I want to build 2 nether portals, one over there and one there. And I need a way to connect them. Guess we're going to have to gather some more materials. But first, we're nearly on day 200. And we need to check on Muddy. Muddy, how you doing, fella? Oh, you're so cute. And in case you're wondering how long it takes to get to day 200, it's around about 35 hours. Meaning I've spent 14 hours on this video so far, and I haven't done what I actually want to do. And I know what you're thinking, Joel, I can't listen to you right now because there's a carrot missing on the top right there. I'm so sorry about that. There you go. Let's get working on this portal. But first, a third-person water bucket jump. Can I do it? No. Anyway, we fixed up our diamond pickaxe, got mining some dripstone, got mining some andesite, then we went and chopped down a lot of spruce trees, like I nearly used up my entire axe here, and then stripped some dark oak wood and chopped that down as well before gathering ourselves some obsidian for the portal we need. I then got working on the bridge. That's what we're going to call this, because guess what? It is a bridge, but not a bridge for walking on, really. Well, kind of it is, because that's all you can really do in Minecraft. But you'll see there's some rails being added onto this bridge, as this is going to have something on top of it. Oh, what a lovely bridge this is after it is complete now. What is that up there? There's a skeleton. Spooky. But I've not lit the portals yet, and today we're actually going to only light this portal over here. The plan is to have this portal be to the Nether, and that portal to be to the Nether roof. If only we had a train or something that would link the two. Well, that's exactly what we're gonna do. Well done you for predicting that, and definitely not me just telling you. And you'll also see there's some blocks missing around the edge here, because I wanted this to have a sort of Nether theme towards the entrance, so I haven't finished it just yet, but we will once we go to the Nether, which is obviously quite scary. I'm going to grab some stuff. Let's get prepared. And now we can go to the Nether. Guys, I don't want to. I'm scared. What if I die? Oh, well, we've made it 200 days. That's pretty good. Let's head in. Please be a good spawn. Please be a good spawn. Okay. 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 Oh, it's going the other way. Thank goodness. Don't know why my voice went weird for a second. I'm going to get some gold armor. I'm going back. I'm already scared. There we go. I feel much better with my shiny shoes. Let's get these materials we need, and then I can get the heck out. Starting with, of course, some netherrack. Sit! Sorry. Ooh, looks like there's our fortress, but kind of scared to go there at the moment. Hello, little friend. Just kidding. I am not your friend. Let's instead grab some warped wood, as that's another material I need. Actually, I will head to the fortress, as I need some nether bricks. Oh, this is absolutely terrifying. Make a wide path, Joel. Everything will be fine. Everything will be fine. Just break that one. Don't fancy going up there, though, so we'll just destroy this pillar. We also need some magma blocks. And the last thing on the list is blackstone. This has gone relatively smoothly, surprisingly. Not falling in any lava, not too many ghasts. Lovely. Touch basalt to not jinx it. Well, let's grab this blackstone quickly. And with an inventory full of all the things we need, we can head home. A successful Nether adventure. We found a fortress. There's a bastion over there. I'm hopeful for the future of my Nether adventures. Now, I want to build this train, but there's some overworld materials we need to gather as well, so let's go get them. Should we do a magical transition from our Nether materials? Whoa, chest is closed. And open it back up, and look at all those materials. Wow, isn't that crazy? Haha, that didn't take me ages or anything. Only about 30 minutes. So I guess it's time to finish off the sections at the end here, and also get building our train. All aboard the time lapse. So I wanted to make it clear that this was a train coming from the Nether, so that's why I used mainly Nether materials, which makes it look kind of weird, but also kind of cool at the same time. We also use different colors of stained glass here to make it look like there's some fire/steam coming from it, and I think the effect is very cool. Choo choo. I didn't swear there. I just said choo-choo baby. I don't know why it bleeped it. But look at our train. Look at it. Oh, I love it so much. I think it looks marvelous. A train straight from the Nether, linking our portal to our future portal over there. Oh, I'm very happy with this. I normally don't build things like this, but today, I don't know, I was feeling fancy. But look, there's even like seats inside. You can get in between the carriages like so. And there will be our new portal I love it. Also, I just want to say, we started this video on day 119, and we're already on day 223. Meaning what? That's 104 days we spent on this thing. Honestly, quite impressed with the progress we've made. And I'm excited to get utilizing this village. I've already been up in the trades of some of these guys, but emeralds are tough when you're farming by yourself. But look at it from down here. This just feels so, like, dense, doesn't it? And in a good way. And I can't just sit here and leave all these crops unfarmed. Let's change that quickly. Look at them all disappear. They're all disappearing. Goodbye. Today, we're going to be working on our biggest project yet. Even bigger than this whole village and train down here. But first, we're going to say hi to Muddy. Good. And also check on the cactus farm we built last time. Oh, there's cacti in there. Now over here is a lovely bit of space, but I don't like space. It is empty and deserves to have something built on it, which is what we're going to be doing today. And in the thing we're building on this space, we're going to be putting our librarian villagers, because I desperately need mending. However, because I'm stubborn, I refuse to get mending till at least some of the building is complete. But there are other ways to improve my tool durability. So that's right, all aboard the Never Express, baby. First though, we sheared all our sheep to get some wool, got some planks as well, and we headed into the Nether. I started digging down straight from our portal and nearly fell in this hole, but luckily didn't, so I'm still alive, which is good. I crafted some beds and I was very scared and apprehensive, as you can see here, but it was actually quite easy, and we found our first netherite straight after getting the hot tourist destinations. And then I found some more right next to it, and then I found some more, and we just got mining, using all the beds up until we had 17 ancient debris. Not bad. Let's go home and smelt that, and let's get some gold and make those netherite ingots. I decided to do my pickaxe, which I gave the cringiest name in the world. I'm so sorry. But hey, I added that durability we'll be needing a lot later for collecting materials. I also did my chest plate, my legs, and an axe. It was raining, and that was depressing, so to match the mood, I did some farming. I then traded some emeralds to get some XP, because I wanted to get enough to enchant a bow, which I did, and it was terrible, so I got some more XP, and I enchanted another bow, and that was not terrible. Lovely. A bow? Netherite armor? What on earth would you need that for, Joel? We're gonna go kill that stinky ender dragon for elytra to help us gather materials. I know where a fortress is. This shouldn't be too hard. Let's try trading some gold first, though. Give me some pearls, please. You suck. Well, 1 gold didn't work. Guess we'll do it the old-fashioned way. With our looting free, that's pretty good. Probably actually better than trading gold, to be honest. I don't know why I'm scared. With my armor and this shield, we should be fine. Well, I found the blaze spawner, absolutely hidden away. Oh, this is what I was scared of, the fire. But I've already got 6 blaze rods. What the heck? Looting free is insane. There's another 2. And there's another 1. There we go, 11. Let's get those pearls. This hardcore Minecraft thing is easy. So I killed some endermen to collect some ender pearls, and they make such a lovely noise. Love that noise. Before we set off, we're going to take some gunpowder and grab some paper and make ourselves some rockets. Ender Dragon, I'm coming for you. So let's put some epic music on. Yeah, that's epic. And look, I'm going to kill this chicken in practice for the Ender Dragon. And then we're going to row a boat off a mountain. This is what people do, right? Okay, but seriously, let's put some spooky music on now. And we're going to get ready to kill this Ender Dragon. I spy a fortress. I do. So I found the portal. Here it is. I then placed the eyes in a really epic manner. Ooh, epic. Oh, I was going back up to the surface and I've just stumbled across 10 diamonds. Nice. Anyway, I went up to get some wood quickly for chests. All right, let's do this. I'm scared. So you can clearly see in this clip that I have armor on, but my replay mod messed up, so now it looks like I'm badass and I'm killing the Ender Dragon with no armor in hardcore. Also in the replay mod, it showed me missing like loads of arrows and stuff, which is totally not me. Must be another replay mod glitch, am I right? This shot right here was quite scary, but the other towers went down with ease, and I've killed the Ender Dragon so many times now that this was actually quite easy. We had one little scare there, and that even wasn't that bad. And there we go. Ender Dragon dead. Listen to me glow. Easy. Not even close. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. I'm honestly more scared about this bit. Mainly because I did die once before while bridging in the end. But that didn't stop me still. I went off exploring, looking for those end cities, and we found one. It's a bit scary as I've angered an enderman somehow down there. Hopefully it doesn't teleport up to me while I'm bridging to the ship. Oh my gosh, please don't. But here we go, a big moment. The sky is the limit, baby. But we didn't leave the end just yet. Oh no, we flew off in search of more end cities to raid, where I've got myself loads of iron, lots of diamond tools, lots of diamonds, lots of gold. Found a silk touch shovel, which was very nice. We killed some shulkers as well to get some shulker shells for shulker boxes. I found the most insane pickaxe ever. Then took a portal back to the middle, collected the dragon egg, and headed home through the main portal. Woohoo! Back home, baby. Let's have a look at the rewards. A load of diamonds, gold, and emerald. Plenty of end rods. Some shulkers. Plenty of armor. Plenty of elytra, pickaxes, swords, and shovels. And a buttload of XP. The problem is the best boots, right, have curse of binding, but also mending. So if I put them on, I have to use them forever, pretty much. And this insane pickaxe I got, I already upgraded my stupid pickaxe. I'm so dumb. I should have waited. But I guess I can make Stinky a better sword and make a decent helmet. But now we have our wings, it's time to get working on the magic library. First things first, we need to make a way of getting to this library. So I went and collected some dripstone, then hollowed out this path here, which I filled up with a little staircase with some dripstone on the sides to make it look a bit nicer. I then put some lanterns on so that mobs wouldn't spawn and decorated the entire thing, leading us to our space. I then went to the nether because we wanted to collect some warped wood, as we're going to be building something in said space. And one of the things we needed was some amethyst, which I found luckily in the ocean on the way over to the desert, because I also wanted some sandstone, as we're going to be using that a lot. So I got about a shulker box's worth. I then got some red and yellow and orange terracotta, and then headed home, dyed some sheep white to get some white wool before sorting out the rest of the materials I need, which wasn't too many as it's only something small. So to give this build a bit more character, we're going to add some lore to it. And where do I like to get my lore from? That's right, magical fountains. Why have I built 2 magical fountains in 2 different series? Well, I guess that's just lore, baby. Although this one really isn't that magical. Do you know what is magical? This time-lapse of me clearing out a load of grass. It's not really, but just pretend it is. Alakazam. Arrivederci. No, I think that means goodbye in Italian. But anyway, goodbye grass. And hello materials, as we're not going to leave that grass just looking empty with nothing on it. Instead, we're going to get working straight away on a floor. And I made this floor here using some spruce wood with some spirals in it, using that yellow, orange, and red terracotta. Now, I know what you're thinking, Joel. This floor is so random. Why are there bits cut out here, here, here? Well, pretty much everywhere, actually. Well, full transparency, like usual, I've gone into creative mode to design this first. If I was to design this build in survival, it would have taken me days or weeks of building it up, knocking it back down, because I'm very indecisive. Instead, I went into creative mode and started getting a basic shape together that soon developed into this blocky shape here. But that's all I'll show you for now, as I don't want to spoil things. I will tell you the color palette, though, is deep slate and sandstone, but the roofs are different and they are spicy. So we're going to start out by building our first tower here. We can get our first villager in, hopefully some mending and unbreaking, as I'm running through elytra very, very quickly. And I'm going to do the first part of this material gathering montage as a song, but this time I'm not going to tell you what it is. You have to let me know in those comments. Have you subscribed, by the way? You should subscribe. I'm really cool and not at all egotistical. Bow wow. Hopefully you get that. I realise now that that song came out in 2005, making it 18 years old. Oh my gosh, I'm old. Anyway, we need to get a couple more things. And the only thing we actually really need is this basalt here. And I'm not going to mess around. We're going to get building this tower now. So we're using the deep slate and doing a gradient into the coral here, and then using some birch and some sandstone on top before finishing it off with a gradient roof, which finishes with pumpkin orange. But before we show you it fully, here is me getting some villagers into the tower, as we need to get those trades desperately. So far, I've only broken 2 lecterns. Let's see how long this takes. Just so you know, this is one of my least favorite things to do in Minecraft. Surprisingly good, 26. And we now have a guy who sells unbreaking books for 38 emeralds. I know it's a lot, but it's one of those books you don't have to buy that often. So let's get a brand new elytra and plop this on there. And now let's get mending. Also, you may have noticed that I've not showed the other side of this building yet. Well, that's because, Well, there's a big hole in it. Like I said, I planned this stuff out beforehand, so I don't like using unnecessary blocks, and we're gonna fill up some area around here. But first, let's get a villager up there somehow, which is easy with a bit of dirt. Yippee! More expensive bucks, baby. But look, we got it. It's done. Oh, it's dark. And if you know my videos, you know I like to give them a fun name as well. And let's give everyone a fancy sign as well. And we now have our first tower, meaning we should get to work on the rest, which is looking a bit empty right now. Let's start with the deep slate / basalt level, shall we? But before we do that, I wanted to get some carrots and all my other materials to trade for emeralds. Not for the emeralds themselves, but instead to fix my axe with its new mending enchantment. I then went deep into the caves where I mined a load of deep slate. Well, not that much really, but some deep slate. I then stripped some wood, which I did before chopping it this time, as people seem to like that. And I also got myself a decent amount of spruce wood as well, which I turned into planks, etc. I then made some mangrove trees, and I hate these things. They are the worst thing to farm in the world. I like to use a regular hoe to just clear it and then mine the logs. I also made myself some lanterns, some stained glass, some books for lecterns, and then I headed into the Nether, which is a lot easier now that I've got wings, as you can just fly past all the mobs. I got myself some glowstone, some shroom lights, and finally some basalt, which I need for the gradient. I also killed this piglin child because I hate them. Me build now. Wow, that was very straightforward. But yes, we got working on the lower level here using those deep slate bricks we got and the deep slate, plus the basalt, and finally the coral blocks, which I'd collected before. I did all these staircases going around as well, so you can get around all the villagers. Now I know what you're thinking, Joel, this looks pretty cool down here. But what the heck is this? This looks terrible. Well, that's because obviously I've not finished the top yet. It's going to be a bit taller, as you can see from some creative world planning earlier. But I want to talk about the design, right? I hate building interiors. I hate it so much. So I decided to put all the villagers on the exterior. Every time you see these shroom lights around, this is where the villagers are gonna be. I've also put this cool path along so you can travel all the way around, go to every single different villager on each section, and it's all connected up. There's space for all the villagers I'll probably ever need. There's some up here as well, and if not, there's plenty of other space I can place them as well. So I guess we should finish it. But first, let's check our cactus farm. Oh, cactus! And also farm our sugarcane. I then collected all the remaining materials I need, which a lot of them I'd gathered earlier, including the sandstone and terracotta. I did need a lot of birchwood though. Look at how much birchwood I cleared out here. It filled up 2 shulker boxes pretty much, and most of that was stripped logs. How fun. A little break from the material gathering montage because it's a new day since I recorded the last stuff, and I had a dream last night that I died in this hardcore world, and it was horrible. It was like a nightmare. So, oh well, enter the Nether. While this gas shoots at me, can we take a moment to admire this absolute monster of a crimson wood tree? Look at the size of this thing. Ow. Anyway, I instantly destroyed the monster as I needed all the wood, and I also destroyed this Nether fortress. Well, we have 5 shulker boxes worth of materials here, so this next time lapse is going to be quite a long one. Let's talk through the design process, shall we? While some funky music plays behind us. So I wanted to go for 2 very contrasting materials, such as the sandstone and the deep slate, as I think the bottom and second halves are very equally split, and it looks really nice. I also wanted to use some diagonals in this build, as I think it just adds a lot of texture to the build, and it also is quite challenging when you come to detailing diagonally, and I love a little challenge. I also wanted to make a interesting roof that wasn't just deep slate, so I went for the netherrack, pumpkin, acacia wood, and red terracotta, which is not something I'd normally use together, but it makes this really lovely gradient and adds a little pop of color, but not too much to this build. All in all, I think it turned out rather nice. Big castle is big. Look at it. Ooh, it is empty. I forgot to put the villagers in yet. Oh, I should probably do that. But it's going to be really long and boring, so I won't show you because no one wants to see that. Instead, let me do a quick shake of the camera. Well, you can probably tell by the change in day that we've been doing this for quite a while. I'm actually kind of scared to look at how many lecterns I've broken, but we're going to do it anyway. 665. I'm angry. And I didn't even get all the enchantments I wanted. We managed to get Silk Touch, which is good. We got Efficiency 4 after trying for so long, and it cost 58 emeralds. Lovely. This guy here was not cooperating for a long time. We've got Protection 4 here, which is good. And we have Feather Falling 3, which I combine into Feather Falling 4 and put on my boots. So I want to go do something fun, and something fun that I enjoy is terraforming. And you'll notice that the mountain we're stood in front of here, where we got this wall, is looking a lot nicer than the one I'm struggling to climb up here, which is ugly, to be honest. I also want to add some trees in, maybe round the back. Let's just have some fun, as I'm sick of breaking lecterns. This was definitely more fun than trading with villagers. However, it still took quite a while and a lot longer than I was expecting, as you can see as the days tick past here. We did also add some trees around as well, which you will see popping up in all these different areas here. One's hidden behind the castle. I didn't want to add too many trees because I didn't know what we're going to do with this section, for example, and the section behind it. But look, it's looking so much nicer now with all this sort of moss and dripstone we've added. Ooh, lovely. I'll even give you a rare shaders view, because I don't like to do this, because I think shaders just make everything look better and can make bad builds look good. But we've got all our librarians set up. We still need a way to get emeralds, as farming our crops is not a good way. And we also need a way to get rockets, as these are my last 11. I've got no gunpowder left. But a load more trees, and this place is looking very nice, even from the farm fields here. And it is a big boy as well. Look at the size of it. Oh, it is lovely. And I think it fits in really nicely with the whole area. Lovely. We played this world so far for 50 hours and 300 Minecraft days, and we are not stopping anytime soon. Well, unless I die, of course. Which won't happen, of course, because look at these dodging skills. Easy peasy. Now, I know every YouTuber says this, but I did spend an awfully long time on this video, so if you could please subscribe, that would be amazing. Also, leave a like. Anyway, last time I got these flappy things on my back here. And to make the most use out of these flappy things, you need rockets. And to make these rockets, you need lots of sugarcane. Check. And also, lots of gunpowder. Record scratch. Not check. Yes, I was too lazy to actually look up a record scratch sound. So unfortunately, that means I need to build a creeper farm. But before you click off the video, because that's really boring, don't worry. I challenged myself to show you building my creeper farm in less than 5 seconds. Starting now. I fixed up my pickaxe, dug a massive hole, then chopped a load of trees, tamed some cats, then built the farm. And now I have a creeper farm. I told you it'd only take 5 seconds, and yes, we've got some spare jelly cats here, because I like them, they're really cute. But the farm is working, as you can see from this bit of replay mod footage here. Part of the bit I didn't show in the 5 seconds was me lighting up all the caves in the nearby area. There's some mistakes, but we'll get them all eventually. And of course, this design was made by Chapman on YouTube. I'll make sure to link that in the description and put it on the screen now. Go check it out. It is a great farm. You don't need much, and it works really well. But to AFK the farm, I have to go up here. And as you can see, I've started on something already, but we're going to finish it off now. And that thing is a hot air balloon. I love hot air balloons. I want to build one. Let's build one. Not a very big balloon. I used some green and white wool and then decorate it with some trapdoors. And now I can stand here AFK and hopefully we'll get some gunpowder. We're on day 316 at the moment. Let's try 4 days, see what happens. I actually did 5 days instead. But look at all this gunpowder. Around 1,000 in 50 minutes. Not bad. We're going to leave this looking ugly for now and instead work on some other stuff in this cave here. Now, each of these buildings will have something to farm in them, but it's not going to be automated because I'm lazy, and also it's episode 4 for goodness sake. I'm not building everything automated. It'd take ages. But the first building is going behind us here, and it's not actually a farm at all. It's more of a transport system. I'll show you what it's transporting in a second, but first, here's some materials. This time with music. Not sure what that really was, but let's get building. And let's get building a diagonal building. And I've said building a lot in the last few moments, so here's one more time. Building. But I know what you're thinking. What on earth is this thing transporting, Joel? Well, it's me. I'm transported. I just wanted to add a building on the corner here to get up to this point a bit easier. The stairs on the other side mean I have to go over the stairs, across the bridge. It's a bit of a pain, whereas this, I can just go whoop, and I'm in the center of it all. Our first building down, baby. What's next? That's right. It's bees. And if you didn't understand what I said because of my Northern English accent, I meant these little guys here. So let's collect ourselves some beehives full of bees. So welcome to a segment I like to call Stupid Man Collects Bees. First, he located the bees and he observed them for a while, following them, but not getting too close. He soon realized bees are even stupider than him, and all you have to do is wait for them to get in their hive and you can take it. Nonetheless, he had to be patient and wait for the bees to enter the hive. He tried his best to blend in with the bees in hopes that this would speed up the process. It didn't, and he ended up looking really stupid. And yes, I've been talking in the third person, but this is all me. I am very stupid, but look, I managed to get loads of bees in the end by them being stupid as well. And thanks to my bee taming ways, we now have a load of bee nests. I'm not sure how many bees are in here, but we'll find out shortly. And I actually want to use some of the blocks that bees give to make this build. So let's get the basics down first. And yes, it's probably going to look pretty ugly. Before we started collecting materials though, I made a silk touch pickaxe and I also added in the path down here. I then went to farm materials like I always love to do. We've got ourselves some pumpkins, some acacia fence, some spruce wood, all the different types of materials that you'd need, including some really weird ones such as red sand for red sandstone. Plus I went and got some extra honey to make things like some waxed blocks of copper and also some honey blocks themselves. As like I said, we're going to be building with these blocks, especially on the roof. I then hollowed out an area, placed the floor down as grass, and then built the rest of the building really quickly. Welcome to bee heaven, baby, except it's not really bee heaven for the bees as they're trapped in this room forever. For me, it's bee heaven. We've started breeding them up. As you can see, we've got some little baby bees hanging around. Got 2 more beehives to make and 2 more honeycomb blocks to place up there. But look, it's looking good. I really like the orange roofs recently. I've used a bit of the red sandstone pumpkin, and the shroom light sort of blends in really well to keep it nice and lit up so no mobs spawn. By the way, we will be transforming this roof a bit as it is looking rather ugly. But I'm just going to wait for these bees to give me some honey just for me. So that's one building done. Looking good. Time for the next one. But first, we haven't checked in with Muddy yet today. How are you doing, Muddy? Haha, he's so funny. Now, quite a few of the materials for this build are found in the Nether, so that's quite spooky. Find some spooky music, Joel, and put it on behind me gathering these resources now. I dare you. Make sure everyone's really frightened. Firstly, though, I need some deep slate, which is really fun to mine. Especially when there's blooming silverfish. Wow, how spooky is this music? I haven't actually chosen the music yet, so I don't know what it sounds like, but I'm hoping it's spooky. Anyway, we've got loads of different materials from the Nether, and I also killed this gas here because I'm a really cool person. I also got some soul sand and a few other things, mainly to make some cool Minecraft blocks. But why are we building? This is why we're building this farm. I need more Netherwort. I want to hide it away in a nice building, rather than just placing it out here like this. Joel, shut up and build some more stuff. Okay. I really like the blocks I use for this build. I normally don't go for darker buildings like this, but I think this one really works, especially with the Netherwort theme. Oh, look at that. It's starting to come together. We have our Netherwort farm here, which has not much Netherwort in. I thought I may as well wait for this one to finish growing so I can harvest it like that and fill this up a bit quicker. So now we have to wait for that to grow. I guess we should move on to next building. Yes, we build a lot on this series, okay? We're actually going to leave a little gap here for this cute little cave entrance, which will take me into this cave here. So if I want to go looking for all the copper and coal that's left in here, I can. And this next building is actually an automated farm. Oh my gosh, Joel, you're crazy, but it's for bamboo. Yeah, you're not crazy. But it's something we're going to need a lot of at some point, most likely. So I went and collected a load of jungle-themed materials. Ooh, I'm guessing this build's going to be jungle-themed, Joel. Correct. I also got some redstone, as of course it is automated. And before building the actual building itself, I finished off most of the path here as well. I also found some diamonds underground, which is lucky, and made some pistons. And then we got building our automated farm, baby. You can kind of see it being built in the background, but we also built the exterior as well, which is very green and bamboo and jungle-themed. It's done. The scariest tree in the game. Bam. Boo. I actually had to Google that joke. That's sad. So, it is operational. You can't actually see anything because it's hidden away, but there is a farm behind here which has observers and pistons. You just have to use your imagination. Just kidding, here's some replay mod footage of it. But you can see that the bamboo will eventually get pushed down by the pistons, collected by that minecart, and end up in these chests here. I hope. As we've been progressing, I've been casually farming up a load of the stuff in here, and we are getting a decent amount of everything. So we should probably stop making farms and buildings now. Haha, no. The next one, though, is kind of a weird one. And it actually turns out I pretty much have every material I need for this already. So I'm just going to get building. Look at it. It's a silly, small little building that didn't take long to build whatsoever. I think it was like less than like 10 minutes almost. Tiny building. Now, like I said, this is an amethyst mine. What does that mean, Joel? How can you mine amethyst? You just got to find it in those clusters. Well, I've done that thing again where I've made my life a little bit easier by locating some amethyst clusters underneath our base here. I believe if I just dig this way, yes, I will reach this. Lovely. So if I ever need amethyst shards, I can come down here, mine these things, which I think are called amethyst clusters, which I'll make sure that they have the ability to grow as many crystals as possible by clearing out all the sides here. I just broke one. I'm so annoyed. I then proceeded to break another two as well. Already when I've been clearing out all of these and making way, you can see crystals have started to grow, which is amazing. But I think that's every block that can grow a cluster in here. We're just going to leave it looking ugly because it's hidden away, and I don't think I'll spend much time down here apart from when I'm going to come collect the crystals. All we need to do is place in a load of kelp here to make all these blocks water sources. And there we go. It's all set up. Lovely. Don't you agree, mate? He's probably wondering why he's here. To be honest, I'm wondering why he's here. I forgot. I think I did this in like episode 1. Anyway, we're going to combine the next two buildings. One is going to be a building that will just take us to our creeper farm down there. And the second one is for cocoa beans. Now, I've built a lot of buildings today, meaning I've gathered a lot of materials. And you can only do so much to make material gathering interesting. So to make it a bit interesting for myself, I'm going to just get a random song off Epidemic Sound, which I use to get my music. And whatever it is, I'm going to make the material gathering montage to that. Maybe it'll sound fun. Maybe it'll sound stupid. Let's find out. Yeah, it turned out pretty weird. Anyway, let's get building these buildings. Starting off with the creeper farm, which I'm not going to do bright green to symbolize it as a creeper farm. Instead, I'm just going to make a green roof because I thought that'd be cool. I then built the cocoa bean farm, which is very obviously a cocoa bean farm because you can see cocoa beans everywhere. So, there we have it. That is all the buildings in the cave. We're not done with building yet, though. We've got to decorate the cave and also finish this thing. But we have our creeper farm here, which is basically just a big hole, which leads us down to this, which we've decorated, and we can get our gunpowder out of here, which is lovely. And we also have our cocoa bean farm. We put some cocoa beans outside for decoration, but inside as well, you can see we've got cocoa beans. Come in, harvest them, replant them, and that means we can make brown dye, which everyone loves. But more importantly, some cookies. I also forgot to mention in the time-lapse that we've been utilizing the other stuff we've been farming, such as the honeycomb to do the waxed copper up there. And now we're going to utilize the bamboo in here, which, by the way, is working magnificently, to make some scaffolding as we're going to decorate this cave. It's going to be a long process and probably our longest time-lapse yet, so let's just not mess around. Shall we get to it? Let's make this thing pretty. Also, while the music is still ramping up, my chest system is getting a bit out of control at the moment. I probably have to fix that next episode. Oh my gosh, you're going to cut me off. Well, that was rude. But anyway, we used all that scaffolding we made to add in all the top of the ceiling here, which is really awkward to do, which is why this thing took so long to build. I think it's about 2 hours in total, nearly. But that was including collecting the materials. The actual thing itself probably took about an hour, but you can see we're adding some pillars down, matching the one we did really early on. We're adding some more staircases down into this thing and linking up the paths as well, and then also making staircases linking to new places for the future. Oh boy, that was a long time lapse, but it is done. The cave is looking beautiful. The leaves, the roots, all of it makes it just look so much nicer. I love it. This was all empty at the start. We now have farms, bees, jellycats on the floor. It's come together rather nicely. And there's one thing I want to add in here. I've made a little pool here. I was going to bone meal it, I forgot. And that one thing is some more pets, of course. Axolotl, to be precise. So I flew off looking for a lush cave and found one, and it was full of mobs, but also axolotls. So I got myself a brown axolotl, and I also got myself a pink axolotl. And then I nearly died to a creeper because there was creepers absolutely everywhere, and flew off and luckily didn't die. And we're going to call the axolotls David and Patrick. Guess which TV show they're from. Anyway, let's plop them in here. There we go. David and Patrick, enjoy your life here. It's going to be forever. But one day we will breed more axolotls with you, just not today. Today we have one thing left we want to do, and that is cover up the absolute hideous creeper farm here. And I was going to build a super smelter, but instead I thought, these cats here, they've worked hard. Maybe I should build somewhere for them to live. So it's literally going to be a house for cats. These 3 cats will be the mayor of this underground cave thing. And a mayor needs a mayor house / town hall thing. So that's what we're going to build. Welcome to my creative world where I design everything. I thought I'd take you behind the scenes today and show you me designing this next building. So firstly, I covered the entire floor with spruce. And now I thought, what colours could be fun? I went for mangrove wood, some granite, some birch, and this dark oak trim. I'm unsure what kind of roof I want to do at the moment, but I know I want it to be pointed in the middle. So let's add a trim round the top. Maybe add in some sort of pattern here. That's kind of cool. Maybe add this curve on. This looks pretty cool. I'm liking where this is going. That's all you're getting. I'm going to complete the rest now. Let's see how it turns out. So let's bring it to life in the real world, where we're on day 370. Although the time lapse is probably going to start not then, because I need to go get all the stuff to build it. But while we're looking at statistics, I've nearly played 3 days in this world. In 4 episodes. What is wrong with me? A lot of things are wrong with me. The main one being I'm addicted to Minecraft. But here you can see the detail we added to this build. We used some acacia, we used some spruce as well to mix up with that birch. We added on this deep slate roof and a couple of extra windows. And of course, I can't forget the interior, so we finished that off as well. Come on, gang, let's go. The 3 jelly cats will sit on their cushions and look after us. Marvelous. I haven't got name tags, so unfortunately I can't name them yet, but we'll do that another time. But look what we've made today. Underneath those farms, we have a magical cave. I think this thing has turned out wonderful. We've got all those buildings all having their own use, and we have some life in here as well with the axolotls and the jelly cats to cover up our ugly creeper farm. There's a bit more we want to do with this area, but we'll save that for another time. If you do subscribe in the next 5 seconds, I'll pet Muddy here. Ha, you stupid fools. You can't pet animals in Minecraft. I can't believe you fell for that. Pet. Now we're going to be gathering up a lot of different materials today, so I need to fix up this poor axe. Let's trade with some villagers. Trade what? That's right, crops, baby, as it's all we really have at the moment. So as you can see, I completely forgot to put my axe in my hotbar here for all my potatoes, but luckily I remembered and managed to do all the carrots and other stuff and got it fixed up. I also made myself an ender chest to store some stuff in, added mending to a load of my tools I hadn't already, and then also fixed up my pickaxe by disenchanting some useless diamond armor. Now let's talk location of this big old build. On the left here we got a lot of stuff going on, but on the right, ooh, is that space? You know it is space, and we love and hate space here because space is good for building on, but bad when it's empty. Let's build something on it. So what are we going to build on this space? Well, that's when I decided to hop into my creative world and started messing around and trying to design something. I tried out different shapes I'd never used before, like pentagons, but settled on an octagon. And it took me a long time to get something that I was finally happy with, as I was trying to build out my comfort zone and use different block styles that I don't really normally use. And I've designed it all, but I'm not going to show you it yet. Instead, we're going to work on this layer by layer, like an onion or an ogre. An ogre? Oh gosh. Flashbacks. Let's start with our first layer, which is quite a small one, but we still need a lot of materials. So you know that funky music is playing, we're gathering materials, baby, and I chopped a lot of spruce wood, way more than I actually needed, because I thought I'll just do it all in one go. And here you can see the only spruce wood we actually did need, which wasn't a lot. I headed off past the ocean to a jungle biome first to collect some jungle wood. I also stopped by a mesa to collect some terracotta and a desert to get some sandstone. I wish everything was as easy to get as sandstone, but as you can see here, we got a decent amount spare. I also got some oak wood and some birch wood. Came home and smelted my sandstone and then used this magic shulker here which transfers things from my chest into it. Oh look, there's all those random materials I found in my chests. I also made the mud brick walls, got some honeycomb to make some waxed weathered copper, and then used my stone cutter to make some cut copper. I then went out into the wild and collected myself some moss. And that's everything, so let's turn the funky music off. I've just realized it's 3 minutes and 7 seconds into this video and I've not actually really told you why I'm building this big old thing, or what it is. Well, let me explain. My current storage room is this little room here, and as you can see by this overflow, we are very much running out of space. A lot of the barrels especially are all getting rather filled up with just unorganized rubbish, and it's annoying me, and even some of the chests like the wood ones over here. So I'm going to build a big old storage room. I'm going to build a big old storage room here, except not, because today I'm just working on the exterior. The exterior is such a big project that we're going to save the interior till next time. So today I'm gathering more and more materials and making my storage system work while working on an exterior for my storage system. Make it all make sense. I can't, I'm sorry. But it's time to get started on our first layer, which didn't actually take that much materials. As you can see here, it's not a lot. It's because it's the first layer. What I am going to be doing though is clearing out a lot of this space, which is what I mean when I say the old storage system is going to suffer some more. No time like the present, let's do it. So like I said, we had to clear out some space beforehand, not a huge amount of space, but some space, let's just say. But that's for later. Let's get working on the actual build right now. As you can see, we've also extended the ground a little bit. We're working on some more terraforming later. Yet we're only currently working on the first layer, and I've not built that much. Now I know what you're thinking. Joel, you missed a bit. Actually, you missed quite a lot. Like I said, it's layers. Full transparency, I used the Lightmatica mod to tell me how many materials I need exactly. It's looking good, and it kind of mirrors what we have over here on the left, so that's good. When I say mirrors, it's completely different and different colors. I don't know what I'm talking about. Because I'm building this thing in layers, I'm going to call it the cake, because cakes have layers as well. And oh boy, am I hungry for some filling in this cake. Did that sound wrong? I don't know, but let's build layer 2. I like to always tread the line between PG and not PG. But anyway, more material gathering. The music's playing. Oh, I do like gathering materials, don't I? You kind of have to build stuff. It's part of Minecraft. But lots of wood being chopped, as you can see here. Plenty of oak and birch this time round. And I also used the spruce that I had last time. You probably saw that earlier. Some calcite. Some spruce logs stripped because I didn't do it the first time round like an idiot. I also got myself some packed mud for some packed mud walls. Some white concrete powder. And I went to the Nether to collect some stuff as well. We finished up with some azalea leaves, and I also made myself a better diamond hoe as well, so I could collect leaves a little bit easier in the future. I have every material I need apart from oxidized copper. Look how long this has taken. It's so annoying. But I have all these other materials ready to go. It's just the copper. So while we wait for this to oxidize, let me tell you a story about farming these crops. It all started when I punched the carrots, and then I replanted all the carrots again. The moral of the story being, farming is incredibly boring. Oh, I didn't even realize we're on day 400. That's kind of cool. And is the copper oxidized? So instead of farming, how about we make a new farm? But first, look at these statistics. We've played for 3 days now, over 72 hours. Mined a lot of stone, mined way too many carrots, to be honest. Anyway, let's get building this extra farm, and this farm's going to be a melon farm as we don't have melons yet. But do we have enough oxidized copper? We haven't got enough yet, but I'm just bored. I've been wandering around just like waiting for single blocks to oxidize, and I'm so bored. I'm just going to start building and hope the blocks are oxidized by the time I need them. Spoiler, they did oxidize in time, as you'll probably see from them oxidizing on the left there. But we got building the second layer, and this is by far the biggest layer of all the layers we're going to be doing. There's multiple buildings jutting out from different levels. We've even got a diagonal one in there as well because that's fun. And on the far right here, we have a tower which goes quite tall in comparison to the other buildings so far. But don't worry, it won't look so weird when we build the rest of the layers. But that completes layer 2. But to be honest, I was more excited about my copper oxidizing. Oh, my copper is oxidized. Oh, yeah. Watch me mine it all in time to a song. Tequila. Tequila. So now that this bit is done, you can kind of see the space we're going to be working with for this chest system. By the way, did you think I was going to build the interior this episode? Haha. I am not. Today is all about exterior. Next time is going to be interior, which is probably going to take longer, to be honest. We're nearly halfway through our stages, and stage 3 is a fun one, as I think I have all the materials I need almost. Let's go see. Wow, I was very optimistic when I recorded that last clip. Yeah, I'm missing a few things. Here's a list of what I'm missing. Yeah, let's go get those. Minecraft montage. Wasn't that fun? Now we get to build this center part, but it's the 4th part that's my favorite. I'm telling you right now. I'm sorry, 3rd part. I know I'm about to build you, but the 4th part is worth sticking around for. I mean, it's time for another time lapse, and I'm talking quite a lot, so I'll probably get... I edit these videos, so I do that to myself. Anyway, look, we're finishing the final sort of building layer here. That'll make sense later. We've got another big tower, and we've got these sandstone pillars here with a ring around them as well. But what's going in the middle? Wouldn't you like to know? Well, if you wait like 2 minutes, you'll find out. Don't worry. But let's land on the roof over here, and you can see... Ooh, it's looking good. Ooh, all it needs is something in the middle. And you know what? I'll just tell you right now, I'm going to build a tree, but it's going to be really big. Which is why I made this hoe earlier, to collect leaves. So please don't leave, as I'm going to go collect some leaves in a leaf collecting time lapse. And if you do leave, make sure to subscribe before you leave. And how about you leave my wife's name out your Before we could do anything, first we went and got some bones from the nether and also some gravel. We then went and bone milled a lot of azalea trees. Also collected some iron in the rain because I collect iron in the rain. Sorry, I then got some spruce wood, some mangrove leaves, and then I got myself so much oak wood because I needed so much oak wood. I also got myself some moss blocks, and then finally some shroomlight. All right, time for this old man, me, to build you a tree. First, though, we filled in the ground with the moss and the coarse dirt we collected, plus some other little bits and bobs, including the mangrove leaves. I then got working on the ginormous tree, which has some leaves on top of it, as well as some shroomlight so that mobs don't spawn, and some red glazed terracotta just to add a little bit of extra detail to it. Oh yeah, that's it. That's the final thing we needed. Look at it. It looks amazing. And if you're wondering how I build trees like this, in my creative world, I start off by making a sort of shape out of wool. I then add on all the wood and some branches and finally the leaves. I actually had 2 goes at the leaves. The first time I added them, I thought it was too many leaves. So we ended up with this version here, which doesn't have as many and it looks more realistic, I think. But you know what's not realistic? It's floating. Yes. The final step is some terraforming. Not only terraforming, but tree adding as well. We're going to add on a few trees into this area as well. And maybe a pathway down or something. I don't know. Where should we link it up to? I haven't thought this far. I'll have a mess around in my creative world and see what I come up with. Now, everything else so far has been planned out. This entire build and all that. But this terraforming... I'm just gonna wing it, baby. I rarely ever do this, so it could turn out awfully, but let's give it a go. I'm scared. We're gonna need so many materials, though, like moss, oak leaves, dripstone, basically everything we use here. Now, you've seen me collect things like moss and leaves too many times already today, so I'm gonna skip ahead, but while I skip ahead, Muddy here will tell you a story. Go ahead, Muddy. Wow, thank you for distracting everyone, Muddy, while I was gathering all this. Oh my gosh, this took ages. But we're ready to start terraforming, and you thought that was a lapse of time? Well, watch this. With a time lapse. A time lapse that took 2 hours to record because first we started out by destroying all these trees here. I then got working on the way over, which I decided to do this sort of rope bridge using some trapdoors and some fences. I then headed over and made a path all the way up to the front door and finished off the front door as well. Then it was time to add in a lot of trees, as you can see here. I think it was 10 trees in total, which took about 40 minutes itself to build, and then we got working on the terraforming, which is just really awkward and takes a long time, especially just replacing grass and dirt and replacing it with gravel, leaves, moss, etc. But as you can see, it really does bring it to life a little bit more, especially when you add all the flowers in like we do at the end. But we weren't done there. We decided to add some trees onto the side of the building itself, some smaller trees, finishing off the cake and finishing this building exterior. And now if I fly down here and come in, oh baby, look at it. Let's zoom in a little bit. Oh yeah. Oh, that's so good. I can't believe how well it's come out. Now, there is a bit of empty space here where I've not really terraformed or done anything. That's because I'm not sure what I want to do with that yet. It feels like I could put something there. I'm just unsure what at the moment. But this is looking grand. I've even tried to sort of like blend it into the terrain around here as well, although this terrain is pretty hideous. I've tried my best, and there are trees everywhere behind this thing as well. As you can see, I've only done up to a certain point because, again, there's space for stuff all around here which we could add in the future. I've got big plans with this place, baby. Let's see how much of the stuff we built we can get in one screenshot. Look at that! Oh, it's so good. And of course, the rope bridge over here, meaning you can access this place by foot as well, rather than just flying in. And we're only on episode 5, is this? I can't remember, to be honest. It might be 6. And we've built so much already. But look, if I do a cinematic shot here from the depths down below, all the way up to our two, I don't really know what to call them, the castles, I guess, the cake, and the library. Oh, they do sit nicely next to each other. Now we reached the 400-day mark in this video, and I didn't do anything special for it. And Muddy has helped us out a lot here today by distracting you guys with his story, so I'm going to get Muddy a friend. Now I couldn't find any more cats, so instead meet Berry here. That's right, this is Berry, who's good friends with Muddy. They'll be the best of friends. It kind of looks like Puss in Boots and Donkey. If only I still had that Shrek skin. But I don't! It's never coming back! Berry and Muddy, I'm going to ignore you and do some farming. I hope that's okay. Glad you agree. Want to see a magic trick? Watch this magical transition. Whoa, farms. And here's another magic trick. Watching all I farm disappear instantly. I really need a proper way to get emeralds. But first, I need somewhere to store them. Which gets us onto our project today. Look at this thing we built last time. It's magnificent. It's beautiful. Surely it looks the same on the inside, right? Yeah, no, it is completely empty in here, apart from, ooh, a copper block. I recently got told that people will only subscribe if you do the interior. Well, luckily we're doing the interior today, so make sure to subscribe. Help prove my theory correct. Now, so far, I've built a lot of buildings on this series, and I've decorated the inside of every single one of them. Yes, some of them are very basic like this, but some have some more depth to them like our house here. And before you clever clocks say, Joel, the building here doesn't have an interior. Yes, I know, but that's because this is an interior-exterior. All the villages are on the outside. There's no need for an interior. It doesn't count, okay? And it kind of has a little interior. I made these chests room here, which I never use. I don't know why I did this. But the chest room I will use will be the one we're going to build in here. And so far, every episode I've done has been lots of time lapses. Today, no. We're going to walk through this interior. Join me in our interior adventure, or as I like to call it, struggling with Joel, because Joel hates interiors and he really doesn't want to do this, but he has to because it'll look really pretty in the end. Yes, I know the title could use some work. But first, we're approaching day 500 and we still don't have full netherite armor. That's embarrassing. And thanks to the gunpowder farm we built, we now can use TNT to try and collect some ancient debris. I'm sure using TNT in a hardcore world will go perfectly smoothly. Please don't cut to my death right now, please. So I went off to collect some sand and managed to collect just over 3 stacks of TNT. I then head deep into the nether and started placing the TNT, which was quite scary. Nervous, but let's do it. Yes, that's the good stuff, baby. Gimme, gimme. A decent first haul, but let's set off more. Round 2, baby. Let's go. I don't know why I tried to save that button. Big bang bang. Yes. Holy moly, it's a good job I spotted that one, as look, it's just completely covered in lava. There's also one there, but let me fix this. Epic reveal music. Woo! Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! This tunnel was way more successful, netting us a total of 25 ancient debris, although I did use some beds at the end. 25 beauties. Let's put these in here to smelt. 6 netherite ingots, baby. Let's do our helmet, our boots, our shovel, our hoe, our pickaxe, and our sword. Oh my gosh, that's everything. We are kitted out. Yes. Now, our tools are still quite damaged, but I think we're fine for what we need. And the first thing we're going to start off with is the floor in here. However, I love long material gathering montages, so we're going to gather a lot of stuff. Some of it we'll save for later. So off we set into the sunset to the nearby mangrove biome. When I say nearby, it's about 5,000 blocks away, but luckily it's going to be worth our while as we're getting a lot of mangrove wood here. We also went past this desert to collect some sand, and also this desert temple. I came by this temple a long time ago, and I didn't loot it because I was scared. But you know what? I'm not scared anymore. I've got my netherite armor on. I can't see any mobs in here. Give me the goodies. Golden apple. More golden apples. More golden apples. Anyway, back to gathering materials. I should really make a moss farm at some point, but for now, this will have to do. I also gathered some cactus from our farm to make some concrete powder, and then I had to get some shroom lights, and I love the sound they make, so listen to this. Oh, that glorious squelching makes me happy. Anyway, we went and got some other materials which don't sound as fun, like granite and dark oak wood, and then some terracotta. Now, this is quite a big room, and it has lots of weird sort of angles jutting out of it from the way we built this. So what I'm going to do is ignore all those angles and focus on the main theme, which was hexagons. And from all these materials here, you can see we've gathered a lot of mangrove, as that's going to be the colour of our floor. So here you can see the sort of hexagon shape we have, although it does look a bit weird at the moment, and don't look at the entrance. Next up, we're going to be using some stripped mangrove this time to make a smaller hexagon in the middle. And of course, I forgot the dirt I needed to complete this. Luckily, I have some lying around in my old storage room here. There we go, a mini hexagon. Unfortunately, that's as small as we can get, as the smaller you go, it just sort of starts to look like a bit of a circle. Next up, we're going to get some granite, some red terracotta, some shroom light, some mangrove trapdoors, and some red glazed terracotta. Sticking on the red theme at the moment. As you've probably noticed, it's quite dark in here, and the floor will have mobs spawning on it. But torches look ugly. So I'm going to use shroom lights in the floor to bring some light in here. And to make it look better, I'm going to surround them in red glazed terracotta and then plop a mangrove trapdoor down. Now all we have to do is repeat this. I've also been trying to experiment recently and use weirder blocks like netherrack, but luckily it fits in well with what we've got going here. And we can use the hexagon pattern to link up everything here. I'm then going to surround the netherrack with granite, as it's got that sort of pinky red texture to it. And we've done it on the inside of the hexagon and the outside of the hexagon. And I've calculated it precisely. And you can kind of see the hexagon patterns forming. So let's keep it going with some more stripped mangrove. Of course I had to place it upwards. What a pain. But after placing a full circle of dirt around, it made things a lot easier. And luckily, that's all the mangrove stripped wood placed. We're going to leave the center there, but we're going to fill in the rest of stuff with some mangrove planks. And surely I did my calculations correctly. Somehow I've vastly got the numbers wrong and not got enough mangrove planks. Thankfully, I didn't check my chest earlier, and it looks like we can complete it. Lovely. All done. For this central hexagon, however, I want to do things a little bit differently. And we're going to start by filling in the whole underlayer with dirt. In the center, we're going to just place a stripped mangrove log, surround it with some mangrove planks, and once again use some shroom lights to light it up, and some mangrove trapdoors. Then finish off the final bits of red with some red concrete powder, and once again some netherrack. And then finally, we're going to switch the colors up a little bit and use a lot of the greens that we used in the outside and put them to work on the inside, using a load of different textures and stuff along the way. And there you have it, the floor. I know it's looking a little bit empty right now, but there will be things in this central section. But first and foremost, this is a chest room, and I've not got any chests made. And that's because there's space in here for 304 double chests. And if we do some quick maths here, that's 608 individual chests, aka 4,864 planks, aka 1,216 logs cut, aka 19 stacks of logs. I know chopping wood is more fun with Joel Smallishbeans, but that's a lot of wood. Luckily, we have a decent amount of spruce trees here, although I still think this is probably not going to be enough. Let's see how far our axe gets us. Turns out I'm terrible at judging stuff, and we actually had plenty of trees. I only actually had to cut down about half of them, and we had 19 stacks of wood. I also replanted the saplings. Thank goodness for spruce trees. Without them, that would have taken a long, long time. Let's convert these 19 stacks of logs into chests and watch our hard work disappear. Kind of. I just made 64 crafting tables. No! Well, we'll keep these in our ender chest. We'll never run out in the future. But there we go, 9.5 stacks of chests. These things can hold so many materials. But first, we're not going to leave the walls like this. We're going to add an extra layer inside here for the walls. And this time, we're using more greens, as well as some dark oak. Now, my original plan was to place the wall along here. However, that meant I'd have to do it like this. So I've left all these big gaps here, which are gonna spawn mobs in them. So first things first, we're gonna have to light all of these up with torches. Then we're gonna get placing our wall, and it's gonna be a very simple pattern. We're gonna have a layer of green terracotta, 2 layers of green concrete powder, 2 layers of moss, another 2 layers of green concrete powder, and then finally another layer of green terracotta. However, in the corners, we're going to add some dark oak wood and make some pillars. So we got placing in all of this concrete powder. Then, somehow in the time I've been laying this level, a creeper has spawned. So I'm kind of trapped up here at the moment, but we'll keep going. And we managed to finish off the rest of the walls with no problems whatsoever. We also added in some smaller pillars for a little bit of extra detail. And then link all these pillars up with some slabs. It's very dark up here though, so we're going to add some shroom lights around and then cover them up with some trapdoors and place a mud brick wall on the top. Why? Well, because it looks better than the shroom light. And then finally we're going to go round with some flower pots and some leaves just to give it a bit of colour up here. Lovely jubbly. That's the first layer complete. Time to add in the chests. All 600 of them. But layer by layer, we got it done. That's a lot of storage. But how many items can this thing hold? Well, let's do some quick math. Well, each chest holds 54 stacks of blocks, which equates to 3,456 blocks per chest. And we have 608 chests, so that's 2,101,248 items. Sounds like a clickbait title to me. But before we carry on with any more of this project, we need more materials. However, I don't want to gather them at the moment because I want to do something else. And that is add more farmland. At the moment, we've got a decent amount of crops going here. But when it comes to harvesting, they don't all produce the same amount. When you break a carrot, you obviously get up to 5 carrots, I think it is. However, every time you break a wheat, you only get 1 wheat. And to be honest, I'm using wheat the most to make mud bricks. So to help myself in the future, I'm going to add in another wheat farm. And I think we have the perfect location here. So let's put this abundance of cobblestone we have to good use by crafting some walls, some slabs, and some stairs, and also some grass to terraform this ugly hole we've got going on here. So let's terraform this a little bit, then place down some walls and some leaves to make a little edge, make an unlimited water source, and get spreading that water all around, as well as some hoeing as well, which took a long time. I then collected myself some seeds from my other wheat farm and got placing them down, and unfortunately we ran out, but we'll finish it off when the rest of it grows. I'm happy with this. It's really nice to have this bit of farmland in between on the link up to our other buildings. But let's get back to the dreaded interior, as there's still a lot we need to do. Let's start by gathering some materials. Oh, I do love this funky music that's playing. We got some birch, we got some moss, we got ourselves some calcite. It's a weird thing we do in Minecraft, isn't it? Where we just gather materials and then we replace them in a different place. Yeah, it looks prettier, but it's an endless cycle. When are you ever satisfied? Never. You always want to expand your world even more. I'm the same. I've never properly finished something, I don't think. I've always had like bits I would continue on doing if I could, but I just run out of time or just get bored. Anyway, this was quite a fun one to get. 4 spore blossoms, and we got all 4 shulker boxes of materials, and we're actually going to work from the top down in here, starting with the ceiling. And I think we're actually finally going to use the bamboo from the bamboo farm we made down here. How's this looking? Oh wow, that's a lot of bamboo. Anyway, we can use it to make some scaffolding. I can't go past all these areas without actually, you know, doing the stuff I should be doing all the time. Sorry for neglecting you, Neverwart Farm. One day we'll make some red nether bricks together. So like the walls down there, we're not going to have this as the ceiling. Instead, we're going to have it a layer down. And we're going to have some copper around the outside here with a mangrove trapdoor. And then we're going to make a lovely pattern around the outside with a pink terracotta, making sure we get the angle right like so, and use some pink concrete to fill in the middle. We're then going to surround this all with a layer of moss, and then we're using some more glazed terracotta, and then to surround it this time we're going to use some green concrete, and finally for the terracottas some white glazed terracotta. Ignore that scream. For the outside here, and then the final layer is the waxed weathered cut copper slabs, giving a bit of depth to it. Lovely. And let's knock all this scaffolding down for now, as we can look up and see what we've made. And my aim was to make it look like a flower. Let me know what you think. The next bit is going to be very boring. I'm going to have to add moss and rooted dirt and coarse dirt all the way up to the edges. This is going to be painful, and I don't want you to hear me swear, so time-lapse. Here's an interesting time-lapse of scaffolding going up and down. So although you've just seen a time-lapse, it looks like not much has changed, but it has, I promise. We've added an extra layer on. We've also had these streamlights with those spore blossoms on. Next up, it's time for the walls. And so far, we've used some pretty dark colors, so it's time to get some diorite, calcite, and birch. And we're going to do another stripy pattern like we did down below for some consistency. This time with diorite, then calcite, then birch. And then we're going to be using a mix of lime glazed terracotta, green glazed terracotta, and moss. Plus some streamlights to get some extra light in. So let's get placing some blocks. I found it best to do the bottom layer, then the top layer, and then meet them in the middle. Oh yes, a lovely bit of color in there. Now to do these bits underneath here. So I'm going to do a gradient of mud, then spruce, then dark oak, then spruce log, and then finally stripped dark oak. And for a bit of detail on the outside, some spruce fence and mangrove trapdoors. Working outside in, I had to eventually use some scaffolding. That's the main blocks all down. But now for some little extra details. Now, obviously, we have a big old tree sat on the top of this. It's big. It's a tree. But where are the roots? Well, that's what we're going to add in now. It's going to be awkward, but we don't need another little time lapse. So instead, we're going to zoom into my face and zoom out. And oh my gosh, tree roots falling down. Wow, lovely. I didn't want to cover up the flower in the center too much, so we just added a few on there. But as you can see, there's some tree roots falling down with some other things around like glowberries to add a bit of light. And we're almost ready to bring all our items in. But first, we need to work on this entrance, and also it's looking a bit sort of flat down here. I think we need to change this. So we're going to add a little pagoda in the middle here. And I've heard if you look into a crafting table and then look away again, and oh, look, a pergola has been made. That's nice, isn't it? So there you have it. The final design looking good. There's only one thing left to add, and that is the entrance. And I actually lied. There's 2 things to add. The blocks into the chests. And the way we're going to mark these chests is we're going to use these here. Oh, we've lost that. And put what block we're using down below. I normally like to use item frames, but if I place item frames in all these chests, the lag would be ridiculous. Anyway, let's finish the entrance. So we have to gather some different types of wood quickly. I've also smelted some more glazed terracotta. I also need to head to the nether to get some glowstone quickly, and then we can start placing down some blocks. Firstly, some stairs, then our concrete powder in stripes, then some moss on top of that, then a layer of wood planks, then oak stairs, and this is where the dark oak comes in with some stairs as well. Also our glazed terracotta, and the glowstone on top of the trapdoors for some light. And I can officially say the interior is done. I'm super happy with how this has turned out. It looks amazing, and it is so lovely just standing around in here. But now I have one of the most painful tasks in all of Minecraft. Move all my stuff from there into here. And also figure out where on earth it's gonna go. Let's see how many days this takes. Most likely I'm gonna spend the wonderful day 500 moving blocks. Oh, it's day 499. Let's sleep and bring in day 500. Do I feel any different? No. Am I sad that I'm moving dirt from chest to chest? Yes. That took way too long. Oh my gosh. But setting it up is the hardest part. Now it's all ready to go. We didn't fill up every single slot over here. We got to about this point and there's loads still left available, as you can see. But they're all divided up into sections and neatly arranged. Oh, it took a while, but it is more than worth it. Now all we have to do is keep this organized. But I can already see a shulker box collection building up around here. But for now, all our shulker boxes are empty. Lovely. And now we have this all set up. This gives us the opportunity to build some good farms in the future. So our area over here is looking very dense, but just yonder the hill, we have this very ugly looking village here, with villagers who also look ugly when stood next to me. It's in a very awkward place with these weird floaty watery bits here, so we're gonna give it a transformation. However, before we can do that, we need to link it up to our area, and we're gonna link it up to our path here from our cave transformation. So let's start by getting some gravel and some dirt to make coarse dirt. And I can already tell you this isn't going to be enough, so let's go get more gravel. Unfortunately, the nearest gravelly biome is 4,000 blocks away, so once I found it, I decided to get 2 full shulkers worth. We don't need this much, but we got it anyway. We also need some spruce slabs, so I'm just going to chop some wood quickly. And now all we have to do is get placing the blocks. And rather than make a straight path, I decided to make it all winding and stuff, and I also used some gravel and made some path blocks with my shovel to make the texture a little bit more interesting. And although this is looking nice and windy leading to our village over here, there could still be some more detail. Also, I way overestimated how much coarse dirt I would need. So let's quickly get ourselves some oak leaves, plus some sweet berries, and also some stone walls. And we'll use a mixture of these to do some detailing. That's looking a little bit better, but let's add some lighting on so mobs don't spawn. And we're going to do a very simple design on top of these walls here with some fences, a slab, a trapdoor, and then a lantern. Alright, it's looking way better now, but whilst I was walking over to this village, I noticed something. Wouldn't it look great having some windmills here? Just 3 windmills in these spots right here. Yeah, that'd look good. I know this is meant to be a village transformation, but those windmills would look really good. Surrounded by wheat fields as well. Oh, let's do some distraction building. So let's gather up some of our favorite materials, including spruce, and some calcite, some stripped dark oak. Gosh, I hope my axe lasts enough to get all I need. And of course some birch wood as well. Oh gosh, my axe. Maybe I should distract myself and build an XP farm instead. Yes, I need some oak as well. We only have to get 1 more type of wood, and unfortunately it's mangrove. Gosh, I hate these things. And finally, we need a few other things like some sand for concrete, a few flowers, a load of white wool, and last, like usual, we have to go to the Nether to get some shroom light. And that's all you need to build 3 windmills. Of course, I forgot a material from the Nether, and that is quartz. I've not had to use this for building so far, but I guess it's good for fixing our tools with all the XP it gives. So we're basically going to build this windmill identically 3 times. Here you go, fella. And for the bottom layer, we're going to be using some calcite and some dark oak, but also some spruce and some mud brick walls around the exterior. One of my favorite things to do is use campfires as little like window ledge type things. And I've been trying to use more glazed terracotta in my builds recently just because they're so colourful. Also inside each of the windmill, we're going to have this design here to represent the part where the flour gets ground up. For the second layer, we're going to use some white concrete instead of calcite this time and finish off this spruce pattern we have going on the outside. And then the layer up from that, we're going to use some dark oak planks and dark oak wood for something a little different. And we bring the dark oak all the way up to the top here. And then we use some mangrove for the roof. And voila, we have our building. Obviously, it's missing something. And that is, of course, the most important part, the blade, which puts the wind in the windmill. Now all we need is another 2, and then we can get planting wheat. I promise I'm going to transform the village. I promise. Just not yet, though, as I want to build another 2 windmills, which are, of course, identical, like I said earlier. But as distractions go, this is a good one, as all 3 windmills make a very nice background for our village. Beautiful. Oh, it's perfect. It looks so good. I've missed a trapdoor on that one. Boop. Now it's perfect. Look at it. Oh, I think they look really good. They are all like identical, but I don't think that matters because we're about to surround them with wheat fields and it's going to look glorious. This is going to be a long time lapse and I'm not going to use this hoe as it's going to break. Instead, we're going to buy a couple from our toolsmith here. First, though, we're going to separate off each of these fields. Lovely. Now all we need to do is clear out these wheat fields until we've got a lot of seeds. Here's a before and after. Let's hope this is all the seeds we need. I think we started this on day 23 of the distraction, and hoeing all these fields and adding all the water in definitely added way more to that. We also planted every seed, including the field that I forgot right here at the end. Oh, and this field here was too lumpy, so I filled it with berry bushes. Oh boy, does this make our journey down to the village ever so nicer. Plus, it's gonna make a great background for the village. What we need now is for the wheat to grow so it doesn't look so ugly. But after our little distraction, our tools are looking a little bit worse for wear. And this has become an increasing problem for me. I have no real way of getting XP right now. Yes, I have this spider farm I built really early on, but as you can see, it's pretty slow. To fix all my tools, it would take me probably about 2 hours. So we're going to build one of my favorite XP farms for quickly getting XP. Yes, I know this is another distraction. I've already spent 5 hours on this video and we haven't even started what I want to start. But this is going to make my life so much easier in the future. And luckily, I have every material I need except for a name tag. So I guess I'll have to trade up my villagers so I can buy one. Oh, but I've got no emeralds. But this is where my 369 cows killed and sugarcane harvested can help me out. But of course, it always ends up with me farming my crops. But there we go, a name tag. That should be everything. Let's go to the end. So let's hop into the portal, where first things first, we need to kill some endermen. As we need a load of ender pearls. This is terrifying, by the way, but that should be plenty. So we're going to be following a tutorial by Mortings for this. And we start by building out loads of blocks with leaves. Then we got to build the platform where we'll kill them. Then we got to add some hoppers in. I forgot a material. I'm going to get it later. It doesn't matter right now. Anyway, we need to put some carpets on here because the enderman will fall onto this and we don't want the XP getting stuck in these. We're going to add another square on top of this platform here so that the enderman can't spawn in down here. And then place carpet like this on top of it to stop enderman spawning on this one as well. I've now got to make 13 rings like this to direct the enderman onto our killing platform. I think that's 13. I tried to count them in the chat. Now I've got to build a big square. And this one we want the enderman to spawn on. So I can't be certain, but I'm pretty sure the spawning platform is working. Subscribe for more jokes. I have forgot another material though, like an idiot. So this one I actually have to go back for. And this time I should hopefully have everything. This is considerably more stressful now. Endermen are already jumping off. Now we have to add the endermite in, which these guys... Oh, they're just stealing my blocks. Oh, stop stealing my block. Like I was saying, now we have to put the endermite in so that they all come this way. Uh-oh. I've looked at one. Let's just fly away. And now I have to spawn an endermite in without dying. Just got to keep an eye on their health. Hey, there we go. Ow. Now all we have to do is name it. Ow. Name it. And get in the minecart, you stupid. There we go. And that's the farm complete. Why is it not letting me break blocks? What is going on? All right, lovely. That should be the farm complete. Let's head down. Hopefully we should have loads of endermen in here. Haha. Also, now we can add the dropper in, except I've added it the wrong way up like an absolute moron. Oh, gosh. Can I pick this up? Yes. Well, there we go. All sorted now. Apart from that clicking's really annoying. And now we can fix all our tools. And you'll see all the ender pearls are getting thrown out into the void. But that's fine, because I can just take loads out of the hoppers if I need to. And just like that, all our tools are fixed. But let's get some extra XP as well, just to be safe for the future. Okay, 31 days later, we should probably start talking about this village. Now there's going to be a few steps to this project. And step number 1 is try and gather all the villagers up. So let's make a load of beds for absolutely no reason, as I should have just picked the ones up from the village. And let's dig a big hole underground and see if we can lure these villagers down here. Hopefully without getting any of them killed. Yes, go into my hole, friend. Ow, what the heck? The iron shovel did loads of damage. Sorry, but not you. That'll be enough for now. We can always breed more in the future. And now for stage 2, demolition. I'm so sorry, guys, but you should have got in the hole. Because I'm about to demolish your entire village and everything you've known and loved. But for me, it's ugly, so I'm really sorry. I'll build you a new one soon. I also cleared out all this horrible terrain under the lake as well. Oh, it's gone. Oh, it's gone. It took a long time, but it's gone. And the entire village is sat in these 6 shulkers here. The transformation may need a few more shulkers, though. Now, as you can see from these remaining paths here, the village was spread out across 2 sections. However, for this project, I want to keep the villagers fairly contained. I'm going to allow them to wander free just within the village. So to make it simpler, we're going to stick to this side. However, we need a way to get across. So let's build a bridge over to there and also finish off this pathway down and maybe clean up some of these old ugly paths on the way. So let's gather up some spruce wood plus some granite, and with all this we can link ourselves up. And we're carrying on the theme of the path we built earlier. As you can see here, lots of coarse dirt, gravel and some leaves. I also started clearing up some of the paths over here, and then I built the bridge across, made mostly from granite and some spruce. And just like that, we have our way across. And also, there's still some space here for future projects or just some trees. But now for the village. And oh boy, we've got a lot to do. Also, is this villager? Is he wanting to, you know, come down to these lovely beds down here? Oh, you are. Hello. Make your way, my friend. Good. So we're going to be building the majority of the village up here. However, there's a little space down here for some other stuff, which we're going to start with. Also, this guy might have to move. Let's be very careful, but kill him off. And while we're collecting the materials for this first section, let's talk about what the purpose of this village is going to be, and also add in a cheeky little message to ask you to subscribe. What's the purpose, Joel? The purpose is to get masons, as we don't have masons yet, and they're really useful for trading quartz, bricks, and lots of other materials as well, and you don't have to worry about converting them into zombie villagers and then back to get good trades, as their base trades are pretty good as it is, as you can see here. We're going to also throw in a couple of farmers as well, and one of them will appear in this area here. Let's build our first house and also some other stuff. The other stuff includes a way to get up to where the main village is going to be. But you can see here we got building our first house, and the style we're going to be building in is this one here. Some smooth sandstone, some spruce and mangrove roofs. I also put in the little area for farming and a tree for decoration. And this here is the way we will enter the village, although most of the time we'll probably just fly in. But from here on out, I've tried to make this villager-proof. No villager should be able to escape. They can't open gates. They can't go through here, I don't think. Can the children go through that gap? I don't know. And there's no blocks that they can climb to get out. And this house here, you may see pop up a couple more times, as I wanted to have one sort of default village house, and this is what we went for. We've got a double bed inside, we've got a fireplace, and we've got a stone cutter, so 2 villagers can live here. I'll also be placing stone cutters throughout, just to make sure we've got plenty of masons. However, up here you can see there's a hopper for a farmer to do some farming. I won't be harvesting these, the farmer will though. There's also a little pen down here where we are going to put a horse, or maybe 2 horses. Let's see how many saddles we have. Ah, just 1, okay. I believe, yes, there's some horses here. Let's tame up this one. A nice stallion. Will you be my stallion? No. No. Yes. Let's place our diamond horse armor and a saddle on them, and we'll call them Dingleberry Dan. Oh, he's a speedy boy. And Dingleberry Dan is most likely never going to leave his pen, but we gave him lots of hay, so he should live a happy life. In you go, Dingleberry Dan. Please don't die. Anyway, for the next part of this plan, we are going to place down all the pathways on this upper section here. Meaning all the coarse dirt, which luckily we have plenty left over from earlier. Also, I'm sad we missed day 555 in our time lapse, so let's celebrate it now. Yay. Okay, back to work. And although this time-lapse took 20 minutes and makes sense to me, it looks like a complete mess from above. So let's make it not a mess, shall we, by starting to add in some buildings. Now this is going to be our center here, but we're going to start on just the outside here, where we're not going to be placing any masons. Instead, we're going to have some farmers. For this series, I thought, you know what, let's not build an automated storage system, as they take a long time and are a pain to build. However, I'm regretting that now. Maybe we'll upgrade in the future. Don't you hate it when you want to film a time-lapse because you got all your materials and you didn't have to collect anything other than one shroom light from the nether, but it's raining? Yeah, me too. Let's wait it out by having a quick look at our windmills. Oh yeah, they look nice. Go away, rain, and let me build my farmhouse. Now, this building is not impressive whatsoever, so don't be impressed. But we did add some farmland next to it, which is also not impressive, so don't be impressed. However, the point of this farmhouse is just to hold 2 villagers. We've got 1 compastor here and 1 there, and they will provide food for the village. In my mind, villagers aren't clever enough to actually do that. But everything we've built so far has just been on the outskirts. It's now time to build the actual village itself. And rather than just gathering materials for each little build at a time, I'm going to go gather all the materials. So let's go do that now. Normally I collect the exact amount of materials I need, but for this I just sort of collected a general amount. Also, look how cool this mangrove tree looks. I bone milled all the saplings next to each other. It looks really cool. Anyway, I'm probably going to miss some materials, but we're getting all the basic ones I need, including a load of spruce wood, a load of stripped spruce wood, a bit of calcite, which I can't remember what it's for, but I'm sure it's for something, plus some other materials such as tuff, where I accidentally spawned the warden, but luckily I flew away just as he was spawning. I also got some sandstone, some shroomlight, the usual stuff I like to build with, as well as some bricks traded from our mason down in the village below. Oh, I'm not sure if this is everything. We're probably going to need more stuff, but there's probably the basics here to get us going. Let's start with the entrance of the village, which is going to go right here. And I wanted to do something diagonal, as it's always fun to do different shapes and sizes when you're building lots of individual little buildings like this, and this one's not so little. Haha, the entrance to our village. We're going to decorate it with a bit more detail later, but for now, this is good. This isn't a building that people will go in. As you can see, there's nothing inside it, but it's more there just to welcome you into the village where the masons will be. Speaking of this building, there's actually a building that attaches to it here, and we're going to call this building the storehouse, as we may store some stuff here in the future. Slightly different to the buildings we've had so far, but still similar in some ways. Let's get building it. So for this building, it's only really stone bricks we use because I wanted to get across that this is a mason's village and masons use a lot of stone in their stuff. Lovely jubbly. Inside this beast we have, as you can see, lots and lots of stone cutters and lots of chests as well for storing stuff in, as well as a staircase up here to a lovely balcony where we can see our windmills and the rest of the village. But let's not stop yet. We're going to build ourselves another one of these little buildings here, as well as a castle. The Mason Castle, where they produce the majority of our materials. And the house behind it is just a cute little house where a couple of villagers live. But first, this castle, which is once again built out of stone bricks, as you know, masons and all that, and it's got a mangrove roof to match the top of the other roofs we've got going, and then I finished off the house, which you've seen before. From this still here, this is starting to look like a village. I really like how hidden away this house is here. Sorry, iron golems, you can't come in. And yes, there's still bits missing, like the beds in here, and there's a bit of decoration out here we're missing. And I'm also just working on making sure the villagers can't escape. You can see here There's no place they can get out, hopefully. And we're more than halfway through now. All we have to do is build another building here, a building here, a building there. It sounds like a lot when I say it like this. Let's just shut up and get on with it. I want these villagers to have a home. So we started off by building that house we've built many times before. Then we got building another building, which has a tower, as I wanted to add a bit more height to the village. This building, once again, has more stone cutters in it, and also on the top floor, a nice set of beds. And I realised I didn't show you the interior of here yet, which has just got loads of different stone cutters in it and looking nice. And this one, it is the same as before. You don't need to see that. But the next two buildings are a bit different. This one here is going to be a ruins. But before we build the ruins, we've got to build the manor house. This is where the mayor of this village will live. And who's the mayor of this village? I don't know, we haven't chosen them yet. But what we have chosen is their lovely house here, complete with a little bit of a front garden, as well as plenty of space inside. Also, they're a bit further away, so some nice peace and quiet. And it's looking very mannerly indeed. However, the interior is not. Let's fix that. Let's start with a checkerboard floor, then some oak stairs up to the next layer, and some oak slabs for the floor, and a little bridge across the doorway here to make it a sort of balcony. And we're actually going to add a third floor here and double up the oak slabs as a ceiling. And we're going to add a ceiling on the top floor as well. And let's add some final details in, like chests. And just like that, we've got loads of beds for villagers up here, as you can see, and some storage down below. Now for the final building, which is some ruins. This is a building that was maybe a temple in the past, but has gone to ruin, but the village was built around it, and they haven't been bothered to update any of the other buildings. And if you're wondering how I designed this ruin, I basically made a tower and then I ruined it by destroying bits of it, making it a ruin. Our village has got all of its buildings in. Look at this thing. Oh my gosh. But I know what you're thinking, Joel. Surely this is not it. There's just random patches of just nothing everywhere. And you're right. We're going to add in the final details, which are just loads of random little bits and bobs. And rather than time-lapse this, as it's kind of just a bit weird, here's a before from the sky with me just running around like a little madman. Oh, look at me go. And there's still me running around. But as you can see, a lot has changed. Made more clearly so from when you're down here. For one, we've got this central bit here with the bell and this sort of amethyst crystal as a bit of, I don't know, magic, I guess. We've also got some trees added in with flower fields. Pumpkins put around, some more, little details around another tree here. Loads of rose bushes and stuff everywhere to make it look all nice. All we need now is to add the villagers. So let's let them loose. Come on, boys and girls. You won't need these anymore. Go find a bed. The sun is going down. Look, all your friends have gone and found beds. There's so many other beds everywhere. Why would you come in here? Oh, these villagers are silly. Oh. Okay. Note to self, villagers are dumb and don't know how to get past trapdoors. Guess we'll take these off. Maybe that'll help. Lovely. But it's good that they're finding the beds. Oh, there's going to be life in this village. It's lovely. Let's sleep and watch them all leave their buildings, hopefully, and come to life. Come on, guys. Come out and have some fun out here, guys. I'm hoping now I should be able to give them all carrots. Take these, and we should be able to breed them up. Come on, gang. Breed. Maybe they need more carrots. Would you want more carrots? Would that make you make babies? I genuinely have no idea why they aren't breeding. There's plenty of beds around. They haven't even tried. The only problem now is we need emeralds to be able to trade with them. I guess that'll have to wait till next time, though. Go on. Go on. Do it. Do it. It's working. Oh, that makes me so happy. You have no idea. It's alive. Yes. Go find a bed, little one. Trapdoors make villagers dumb, though, I've realized. But go to sleep, little fella. Go to sleep. The village is a success. Look at that. We have built so much today. And I've used about 9 stacks of rockets. So I'm going to AFK my gunpowder farm a bit. So if we look at our statistics, we're now up to 4.53 days, which is 109 hours. And we're about to reach day 600 as well. This means we have made it further than we've ever made it in hardcore before. So I could die now and we will have accomplished one of our goals. And what I normally don't show on camera is me sorting all my chests. It's painful. And yes, I could build an automated storage system, but I keep getting distracted and building stuff like these free windmills instead. Now, last time we built this lovely village here, which as you can see, there's lots of villagers just in the courtyard chilling. How are you doing, guys? So you're probably thinking, Joel, surely you're going to get a way to get emeralds so you can trade with these villagers this time. Of course I am not. As I said earlier, we're going to be building a mega iron farm, which I guess we would be able to trade the iron for emeralds if we wanted to, but I don't want the iron for that. I want the iron for a beacon. And this iron farm we're going to build is massive. It's going to take up all this space here. And although I said it's massive, they're not that complicated to build. However, we do need a lot of materials, such as cobblestone and walls and stairs and slabs, gates and glass and chests and blood. I mean beds. And ironically, one of the things we need is lots of iron. More than this. That's better. Now all we need is some lava. Yoink. And this is all you need to make this iron farm. And yes, I am following a tutorial. As if I designed it, it would be terrible. And I'll be following one by They6. Link in the description. So let's build it in a quick time lapse, which is probably going to take a long time. Now, yes, it took a long time, but this is the quickest stage of everything we're going to do for this farm. By firstly building the collection system and the killing chamber, and then building the actual farm that will shove the iron golems in themselves. But you'll notice lots of spots which are empty. What's going to go in those spots, Joel? Villagers and zombies. Oh, hello. Goodbye. Now I need 4 zombies. Pretty easy to get. Well, not really, but still. But the annoying thing is I need 24 villagers. 24! And I did have some villagers. How many have we got now? Oh, hello, fella. 4. Let's start by transporting these 4 over towards the farm. Off you go, fellas. All the way into here. And then I need a load of wool to make a load of beds. And finally, a load of wheat for bread to feed them. Ah, yes. Breed. Breed. And now we have to wait for them to multiply, which is going to take a while, so we may as well work on the zombies. First, we need name tags. They're all going to have the same name, and that is Muppet Man 3003. The sun's about to set. Let's see how many zombies we can get. Surely this will go well. Will this be the first Muppet? Don't jump off! Oh, you were the chosen one! Oh, he's dead. Ah, this looks more like Muppet Man 3000. And 3. There we go. Here we go again. Nice. Run, child. Yes. Don't know what to do during the day. Guess I'll farm more wheat. This is so boring. I've now farmed nearly 7,500 wheat. Should I be proud or depressed? The sun's setting again, isn't it, Iron Golem? I'm going to murder thousands of you. Oh, that was intimidating. Starting with you! I needed him to go so I could get the final zombie. Follow me, final Muppet Man 3000 and 3. Oh. Ha ha ha! And with that, we have all 4 zombies in their cages. Still lots of villagers to go.
Hey, Joel, look at all that wheat.
No! How much wheat have I punched now? 9,300. And look, the ones behind me are growing again. Don't punch it this time, Joel. Don't punch. Instead, let's look at our villagers. Look at them all. I think we nearly have the amount we need. If you're wondering where all my enchantment points just went, I just tried to make some better trousers and they're not good. But we can work on that by adding mending to it. And speaking of mending, while we wait for these guys to grow up, let's go fix all of our stuff. Ah, the lovely sound of tools being fixed. Sorry if you can't hear me. Nice and fixed. When I head back through here, look at all my villagers. Yes, we have enough now. Let's start moving them. And I'm not going to show you this. Instead, I'm going to cut to my voice and you'll see how much fun I had. Alright, that was genuinely not bad. I thought it'd be way worse, but we got all the villagers in, as you can see. And I'm happy to announce the farm is working. Oh, it's raining. Why does it always rain on me? But look, iron golems are spawning. This farm has the ability to spawn 8 golems at once, meaning we get a lot of iron. And as you can already see, we've got a decent amount. But as you can also see, this structure is huge and also ugly, meaning we're going to have to cover it up. Also, these iron golems here will be ruining our spawn rate, so let's kill them quickly. Please don't kill me. Please don't end my series. I can't leave the world looking ugly. Good. As for the remaining villagers, they all lived happily ever after on a farm somewhere for the remaining of their days. Now for the outer building of this farm, I want to use a lot of stone. And to get a lot of stone, I need a beacon. And to get a beacon, I need a lot of iron blocks. So while we let this farm run for a bit, we're going to do some terraforming. As you may have noticed, the land around here is very ugly, and we don't want our building to be floating. So time for a mega time lapse where we're going to place down a lot of grass. But the transformation will be worth it. Luckily, I had a full double chest worth of grass in my storage system, so I didn't have to dig a load up. And we managed to get placing all of this relatively quickly. It took about 6 days in total. And most of it was just smoothing out the grass, but we also had a little cliff section here with some water. So how much iron do we have now? Looks like a decent amount. But that's not going to be a full beacon by any means. I guess while we wait, we can go actually get the beacon itself. Probably would be smart, wouldn't it? Oh, how have I only... What? Did I not have that before? So after the Nether, I went to kill some wither skeletons. I managed to get a skull pretty quickly. I think it was only about 4 wither skeletons or something. And then we had to kill a load more. But eventually, after about 10 minutes, we got all 3. Pretty lucky. And now I have to kill the wither. I'm going to use my tried and tested method. That doesn't mean I'm still not absolutely terrified. Let's hope we don't die. Why is this so scary? I've done this so many times before. 3, 2, 1. Oh! Easy. Half its health nearly gone. The tried and tested method never fails. Not even got withered yet. And there we go. Lovely jubbly. And now we can craft our beacon. And despite my lovely looking iron pom-poms, we're still nearly a stack short of iron blocks. I think I might AFK my creeper farm a bit and hope, yes, by the looks of it, the iron golems still spawn, which I think they do. I hate AFKing, but it needs to be done. Let's see how much iron we get in 30 minutes. Okay, I'm not sure if that was the best place to AFK, but let's see how much iron we got. For 30 minutes, that's terrible. But hey, at least we've got loads of gunpowder. After some messing around, I think I've fixed the farm. It seems like there's more iron golems spawning now. I had to basically block off this and let these villagers sleep. It was a bit tricky, but we got there. We're only 10 blocks of iron away, so I'm just going to AFK a bit more. Except not up there and down here instead this time. Oh, it's not even been 6 minutes, I don't think. And we've got more than enough. The farm is definitely working better now. That's all we need right there. Now, like I said, we need a lot of stone. And basically in the future, I want to make a massive cave. So I'm going to start on that cave now, kind of. I'm going to make the entrance just here in the center of our area. So I've dug down a bit and we're going to place our beacon down. And the big moment, look at all those achievements. Give me that haste too. Oh yeah, this is the good life. Cave clearing montage, baby. Well, I completely overestimated how much stone I'd need. This is all I need. Here's all the stone stuff we needed. Let's gather what else we need for this massive build. Yeah, material gathering with Joel, baby. Here we go again. Gathering some moss. Gathering some leaves from our chest system. Gathering some grass. Yes, I need more grass. And then gathering all some other materials, which I'm not going to list, but you're going to see on your screen right now. Instead, I'm going to talk to you about the thought process behind this build and how long it took to design. It took about 6 or 7 hours to design in my creative world, and then I'm transporting it into this survival world. It's actually quicker to build it in survival afterwards, but the reason I design it in creative first in a different world is because it means I can make mistakes, and I made a lot of mistakes building this thing. The original design looks completely different to what you're going to see. But anyway, I'll shut up and hand it back over to that stupid idiot who's called me. I know that didn't look like a lot, but it was. Look at all of this. Enough to make a glorious temple. Before we build it, I just wanted to have a chat with you guys. I'm sorry I've not really spoken to you in a while. Rude. Berry, I love you. Muddy, I love you too, even though you don't think highly of me. Alright, there was actually one more material I needed, and you'll never guess what it is. Yeah, it's iron blocks. But luckily, while we build it, we should hopefully get enough iron to make all the blocks we need. Probably gonna have to do this in 2 parts because I'm gonna have to take a breather midway through. You guys probably think I'm delaying because I don't want to get started on this, and you would be right. Let's stop doing that. And let's start building this absolutely massive temple. The Iron Temple is what I'm going to call this. When I was designing it in my creative world, I really wanted to add some gradients in, as I feel like I don't use gradients that often and I wanted to practice them. And the lore behind this temple is that it's an ancient temple that is all overgrown now, so we're using lots of moss and cracked bricks and making it look really ruined. Okay, had my breather. Back to work. Also, this point here is high enough so that the iron golems won't spawn, but on the walls on the outside, you'll notice some trapdoors. That's just to stop spawning and to make sure the iron farm works perfectly. But we also added a few more layers, as you can see here. And this thing is huge. Look at the size of it. It's basically got the same footprint as our village over there. But it needs to be this big to cover up the iron farm, which, by the way, has been churning out iron, and I've actually used some as well on the build. But like I said, I want to give this place a sort of overgrown feel to it, as it is an ancient old iron temple. And at the moment, it's still looking a bit clean. Let's change that. So I had some leaves on and then got bone meal in the ground. However, I placed every flower that appeared with a lovely poppy to represent the iron golems. And we'll be using more poppies later as well. But you know what this is missing? Apart from an interior, is there isn't really a way other than the bits of iron I've used around to signify this is an iron farm, where we murder iron golem after iron golem. But in my head, I like to think the iron golems are actually just giving us the iron, and there's not just countless murder going on behind us. So let's honor our iron golem friends who sadly perish every second with some statues. And rather than make these out of iron, I thought I would fit it in with the theme and make them overgrown as well. And rather than just have them straight, I've put them in a pose where they're holding out the poppy here and looking nice and friendly. It almost makes me feel bad for murdering them. Almost. But there you go. The main structure is complete apart from the inside. Oops, let me fix that quickly. There we go, that's much better. It's nothing special, but it doesn't need to be. It's just to collect our stuff. Now you're probably thinking, Joel, you're gonna put another wheat field around it because you just love wheat fields, you weirdo. Well, no, actually. Remember I said Poppy's gonna come back into it? Well, here's where they come back into it. First, let's take them from our iron golems, and then getting planting. I'm gonna hope this looks good. So I got planting poppies, trying to fill up every single block. I also placed a bit of path, and then I also placed some more poppies in rain, in sun, added some bushes on as well, but mainly just poppies. Lots of poppies being placed. Oh boy, that was a lot of poppies placed. Over 1,500 to be precise. But how does it look? Oh gosh, I just flew to windmill. How does it look? Okay. It looks pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Although, you know what? If I had a better flowers resource pack, that looks so much better. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Look at that. It really just fills it out a little bit more. I love it. Gosh, don't you wish Minecraft flowers actually looked like this? The single poppy is so boring in comparison to this beautiful little thing. So you probably think I'm done. I've built the Iron Temple. I've started surrounding it with poppies. Yes, we ran out, obviously. This is a massive space. But let's give it a bit more depth. And my favorite way to do that is trees. So off I went to collect some different types of leaves and woods and just, you know,
stuff you need to
make trees, to be honest. What happened to my voice just then? That was weird. Anyway, we have all we need to build these trees. And we're not going to start by putting trees over here. Instead, we're going to start over here and also build a little bit of a path. And that's just to link up our base to this sort of area behind it. I thought it'd be quite fun. And oh, look, the time lapse is glitching through that. Maybe I should have checked that first. But you know what? I'm just going to leave it. Now I've got this funny little bit of commentary. But anyway, trees appearing. We've got loads of trees there. We got some other trees here. And now we have lots of trees. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Trees, poppies, everything you'd ever want, especially if you come over here, right? This is the good stuff. Walking down this lovely path here, looking off and seeing all this, and in the distance through this very shaded path by trees, we get to the iron farm. Lovely jubbly. And there's always more poppies to be placing. Gimme, gimme. I built the iron farm to get poppies, not for iron. Nah, I'm just kidding. That's only kind of true. But each episode, I'll keep adding to this poppy field until it's complete. And then we can use the rest of the poppies for bone meal or more poppy fields. So to wrap up today, let's have a look at what this looks like with shaders. Oh, here they come. Wow, lovely, amazing. And then again without shaders, because that's reality, isn't it? And the reason I built these trees, right, is so that we can build stuff behind here. And it's sort of like sheltered from the rest of our area. These trees make a sort of line, which is cool. Maybe I'll add a little bit more and have like a little forest here, and then we can build some more stuff over here in the future. Oh, so much opportunity. Now today we're going to get started on our biggest project yet, and that involves this patch of land I'm stood on now. I've built myself a village already for my masons. But there are a lot of villagers in Minecraft, and the plan is eventually to build plenty more villages around this world for each different villager. But what we're building today is the starts of a city where we can hide farms plus have some villagers to trade. And I was going to get started right away, but I keep seeing this area here, and it's so ugly. And like the time I got distracted by building 3 windmills, I think I might get distracted again. I use this area to farm some trees and leaves. So what if I turned it into a wood farm? This might be a slightly long distraction. Firstly, let's clear out all the rooted dirt. I should also empty these into my chests. Here's a picture of my dog while I do so. Oh, she's asleep. I also fixed my tools in my Enderman farm. And now I'm ready to build my first ever wood farm. And here is every material I need. Cobblestone, leaves, redstone,
Gates, slabs, hoppers, logs, redstone torch, chests, glass, redstone block, furnaces, redstone repeaters, piston, comparators, wall, dirt, observers, dropper, dispensers, lever, obsidian, TNT, detector rail, minecart, coral, slime blocks, sticky pistons.
and finally honey blocks. Sorry, needed to cough there. Now, even though for you that has taken 10 seconds, for me it took 2 hours. It involved a lot of bees and killing a lot of slimes. But we're finally ready to go. So let me build this thing, and then afterwards I'll show you how it works. So here's a time-lapse proving that I built it, but look how ugly it is. Oh my gosh, I hate the look of redstone contraptions. But I love what they do, and what this does is we put bone meal in here, and that bone meal goes through to a dispenser, that dispenser there. And when we place a sapling on this dirt block and turn the machine on, it will bone meal the sapling, and then these blocks here will crush all the leaves, leaving the log. The logs will get pushed through here, and then this TNT juper will drop TNT, explode the logs, and collect it in our chest system down here. And the remaining saplings will get picked up by these hoppers and dispensed to us here as well. Now this works with spruce, jungle, oak, and birch saplings. Let's give it a go. It's very loud and TNT falls. Look at it fall. You ready? Now I just hold right click. It pushes it along. It gives me back the saplings. As you can see, our saplings are actually going up in our inventory. Wow, that's a lot of bone meal. I think I'm going to need a bone meal farm with how much this is using up. But look, TNT explodes the logs, go down there, collects in the chest. Ow. Let's use up all the bone meal we put in there, see how many logs we get. And we got a decent amount of wood there, but it used up so much bone meal. Oh my gosh. But it works, and that's the most important part. We'll work on the bone meal later. However, as I said, it's so ugly. Let's cover it up. But first, we headed off into the Soul Sand Valley to get some bones, because these bones can be turned into bone meal. And I got 6 stacks of bones and loaded most of the bone meal into my wood farm, and then got using the wood farm for some spruce and some birch. Unfortunately, the farm, of course, doesn't give you stripped wood, so if you want stripped wood, you have to strip it afterwards. We also got ourselves a load of deep slate and all these random blocks here from our chest system, plus some andesite, some dark oak wood, and some jungle wood as well. I then went to the end to get some end stone for blocks. I need to get a better way to get to the end, by the way. That portal is terrible. Same for terracotta, but warped blocks and warped wood, very easy to get, as is basalt, and that's everything. This is turning out to be my longest distraction yet, so let's just get on with it and build this outer building. The problem with the wood farm is that the TNT will explode the walls if you build too close, so we had to build quite a big building, and I built an unusual style. It doesn't really fit in with anything else in the area, but I like it. And it's official. We're on day 704. I mean, the distraction took 30 days and well over 5 hours. But it's done, and I'm very happy with it. I think it's turned out nicely. It fits in well. It kind of matches the style of these sort of mixed together, and I think it looks quite cool. And the moment of truth. Does the TNT juper blow up our wall here? It shouldn't. It might blow up that torch, but I'm pretty sure... Ow. It's all good. Thank goodness. Look how much our area has grown. It's kind of crazy, isn't it? It's kind of crazy. All this in 700 days. Let me know in the comments and leave a like if you want to see Lizzie along for the future for a 1000 days world tour. But enough with that, it's time to get started on our other project today, which is going to be right here. First though, we need to extend this path here over to there. And I think I have all the blocks I need for this. So I started working on the path, added a little pond here, as well as a load of poppy fields and a tree, and then finished off the path all the way over here. It doesn't look like much, and that's because it isn't much. But you can see a hole here. Ooh, Joel, what's this hole for? It's for a building. And there's some weird stuff going on here. Yes, there is. But we're going to need a lot of materials. And I've already done a material gathering montage today. And doing another one would be boring. So instead, I'm going to gather the materials off camera. Oh my gosh, did I just say that? I'm just a YouTuber. I'm a Minecraft YouTuber. I can't do it off camera. I need to prove to you that I got them all. Here's one frame of every material I gathered. Okay, that was ridiculously quick. Here's it with 5 frames. Slightly better. You could kind of see I gathered some stuff. All these materials, in fact, is what I gathered. The wood farm came in very useful. But I still want to give you guys some content that lasts longer than a second. So we're going to add a new pet to our collection to go with Berry and Muddy. And I was thinking about getting myself a lovely wolf. But my bone supply is lacking. Let's find some skeletons to kill. And the best place is in the Nether. That should be plenty. Now all we have to do is find our new friend. Aha! It took 1 bone. Is that a joke? It took... Okay, we're getting 2 pets. That one took a bit more. That made this trip worthwhile. Come on, guys, let's go. I don't know why this has become the dedicated pet section. I'll have to fix that in the future, I guess. But let's name these guys. So unlike our horse, we've been giving these guys pretty simple names like Muddy, Berry. So we'll call this dog Frank, and this one Grandmaster Feces Finder Extraordinaire 3261. And the E is not capitalized, and that's really annoyed me, but I'm going to leave it that way because it might annoy you as well. Did it annoy you? I hope it did. Anyway, let's get on with our building. We've got another time lapse to come in a little bit. For this build though, I want to walk through it a bit more. So welcome back to Building with Joel. PS, little editor note for Joel, make sure to put like really cool auto tune and like music behind that. And don't leave this part in. Okay, good. We're going to start off by building a little path here, using a mix of dripstone and mud bricks. We're then going to use some stripped spruce wood to make a circle, as I really want to build with circles. And this whole village/city is going to be based on circles. We're going to do an outside layer of spruce planks, then a layer of regular terracotta, a layer of bricks, some dirt, which we're just using as a little filler block to place stuff on, and then finishing off the center with more bricks. Next, we're going to get building the main building by using some jungle planks, leaving some spaces like this for windows where we're going to place some spruce trapdoors on the outside and some jungle trapdoors on the inside, giving us this little bit of depth. Next up, some little places to put some plants, some doors to make a little entrance, then a layer of brown glazed terracotta, and on top of that a layer of mangrove planks. And we finish off the walls with once again some jungle planks. We're then going to use some granite walls plus some fence gates to make a little border around this circle, then some fences on top of the granite walls, and now we can start on the roof, which is of course a circle. So we're going to use some oak slabs here to go round, but then we're actually going to come outside again and do another layer, a slightly wider one at that. And now I want to change it up a bit by using some birch slabs for a slightly lighter colored roof. So let's curve this birch roof up. And at this point near the top, we're going to add in some green glazed terracotta just to break the roof up a little bit. And then we can get to work on the roof again with more birch slabs. And we're going to bring this thing to a lovely point, finishing with a fence post. And there you go. Look at that. Isn't that quite different to everything we've done so far? I'm really trying out a new style here. But let's go collect some flowers, crops, and various things, and we can finish off decorating this garden. And there's too many things to walk through here, so let's just time-lapse this while we... And there's too many things to walk through here, so let's time-lapse this in the rain, which is quite sad. So I'll make sure to put on my happy voice. Yes, guys, we're so happy. We're so positive. Love it. Anyway, as you can see, we're adding in some fences and some granite walls, and I can't keep that voice up. We also added in this pool here with some bamboo, some flowers around it, and some sugarcane. The bamboo will, of course, grow over time. You'll see me planting a load more in the background there, and then finally working on this field here where we put some beetroot seeds. And we end where we started, with it raining. Now, obviously, I want to fill this field up here with beetroot seeds, but beetroot seeds are quite tricky to find, so we're just going to have to wait for them to grow and then, you know, finish planting them. Oh, is the sun going down? Good, I can finally blooming sleep. Ah, that's better. Now it doesn't look as miserable. So you can see we've added in a very sort of overgrown naturey section here. We've even got a beehive in here. We got some barrels around, hay bales, some water. We'll have some melons growing on the side as well once these seeds finish growing. And we're not going to decorate the interior today, guys. Nope, we're going to leave it empty like this. I can hear the boos already. I can hear the sad voices. Nope, no interior. Instead, we're going to work on something else, and that else is the gate to our city, plus a few watchtowers and wall as well. Now, this is massive, so I would walk you through it step by step, but it would take too long, so instead we're going to time-lapse this one. Before that, though, has our iron farm been working? It looks like it. You don't really get that many poppies, though, which is a shame, as I really want to finish off this poppy field. That's going to look so good on a map. I might have to make a giant map at some point. Maybe that can go in this city. But before we have a city, we need a wall. Let's build ourselves a wall. And not only a wall, but a gate as well for said wall. And some watchtowers, starting with that one there. You can see we're using the same sort of jungle theme with lots of dark oak, greens, and like lighter roofs. I really like this style. I think it sort of pops a little bit and looks very unique. And once again, the circle theme, apart from the walls, of course, which are not circles. But that's fine. I have no idea how you would make a wall out of circles. That'd be weird. That was one long time lapse. 17 days that took, which is nearly 3 hours. So yeah, quite a big build, but look at it. Oh, baby. If I zoom in from far, oh, it is looking rather good, if I do say so myself. And rather glorious too with shaders. Ooh. But I like building things that also look good without shaders like this. Oh. Now, although the building itself is done, there's a couple things I want to add on. We have these little watchtowers here, as you can see, which are pretty ugly inside. And we have this main gate with this bridge going across as well. And I must take myself because I want to add some villagers here to bring this thing to life. We're going to need to get villagers over to this section anyway, so we may as well start now. And luckily we have plenty of iron for plenty of rails. So I made them the ugliest dirt house that you've ever seen, placed some beds in all the towers, and then got building a path over to the village. I made sure that they couldn't escape, then placed the rail all the way over to our little house, putting on the redstone bits as well so that I don't have to push them all the way. It took quite a while, but eventually we got the rail all the way over to the little hut. So I went back over to the village, said hi to Dingleberry Dan because I haven't seen him in a while, and then collected 2 villagers and sent them off on their way down the magical rail, keeping a keen eye on them all the way along until finally they plopped into the little dirt house, and I destroyed the minecarts and then gave them a load of bread which I bought from my other villagers in my little mountain village by my base. I then placed a roof on top of them to keep them nice and secure away from scary mobs, and got destroying all the rails and all of the dirt as well. And when we got back, we had our first baby, but look at me flying. Look how cool this is. I flew into my base. All right, we have a bit of time to wait for these villagers to grow up. We want 2 in there, 2 in the gatehouse, and 2 in the tower behind the gatehouse. And if you can do maths like me, you'll know that that is 6. However, I want 8, as I want to leave 2 here for the future when we actually get working on the rest of the city. So while we wait, let's work on the transition from this area here to our new city. In particular, this patch here. And I know what you're thinking. Oh gosh, Joel's going to build more wheat fields or carrot fields or other fields. And you're wrong! I'm going to build a forest. And I was thinking what kind of forest to build. Got a lot of oak and birch trees around, but I was thinking maybe of building a dark oak forest. However, I'm going to custom design my own tree. And I want this to look really, really nice. So when you're walking past it, it looks amazing. So we're going to have like some ponds in here, lots of flowers, etc. So let me explain how we're going to build this custom dark oak biome. Now, first I went onto my test creative world and custom designed 2 different dark oak trees. One small one and one big one. I then used a mod called Lightmatica to make a schematic. This mod is good for 2 things. One, it shows you exactly how many materials you need for each tree. And if you're doing more than one, you can multiply it and it will tell you the exact amount. 2, you can load the schematic in like so and position it and design where you want to place all the trees. You can load multiple in and you can also rotate them, which makes them look very different. And there you go. We have plenty of trees ready to be built. A lot, in fact. 8 small trees and 7 big ones. And on the screen now is how many materials we need to build these. So let's go get them. Oh yeah, look at me destroy them leaves. Look at me collect that wood. Yeah, fun. And now we have all the materials, we can get building the trees, which is phase 1 of the biome conversion. Do you know what would be really nice? Me having a time-lapse where it doesn't start blooming raining instantly because it makes it look so ugly. But either way, we built loads of trees and now we have loads of trees. Time for stage 2, which is adding in water and rocks. I promise it's more fun than it sounds. Well, I think it's fun at least. Anyway, we've got some water and we've got some rock, some dripstone and granite. I also added in some little logs like this around. By the way, this is looking pretty small at the moment. In the future, I'm probably going to extend it. I just don't know what I'm going to do here yet, but the biome will extend. Anyway, time for phase 3, which is decorating the ground. Oh my gosh, all these things sound terribly boring. And to be honest, it is quite boring just placing random stuff. You can see me just running around like a madman here. Anyway, time for the final phase, which is some flowers, sugarcane, you know, bits like that. Little planty things. I'm going to have to go get a load of them, though. I've decided I'm only going to use white type of flowers like the... Oh my gosh, rain, go away. Flowers like daisies, the bluets, tulips, and lily of the valley. Hopefully it'll stop raining by the time I've gathered them all. As well as all the white flowers, I use some dark oak saplings, plus some berry bushes and some firs. I meant ferns, sorry. But I really like using these singular dark oak saplings as they won't grow. Even if you bone meal them, they just won't grow. And this has come out rather nicely. If you walk through it, it is very lovely in here. And when you're walking along to the new city... Ooh, it does look nice just having that on the side there. Now all we need to do is place down some walls and then we will move the villagers, which I presume are all grown up now. It's been plenty long enough. Lovely jubbly. All done. Let's get these villagers into their new homes. Hello, fellas. Let's get 2 of you and send you up to the tower where you will live the remainder of your life. Have fun. Villagers number 3 and 4. Off you go. Welcome to your new homes. Where did that just... Oh, okay. I thought it teleported out. It's all good. And it's getting night, so I should be able to see... Ooh. Yes, they're in their beds. These 2 are big dummies, and I haven't found theirs, though. I'm sure they will eventually. And they've got out the gate by accident in the night. You stupid idiots. What are you doing? Get in there. Okay. Now stay there, you silly billies. Okay, and finally, 5 and 6. There we go. We have our Watcher villagers. I think that's all the watchtowers we're going to do, because I'm not doing this again in the future. But there you have it, as the sun rises over our new city beginnings. We have our villagers chilling up here. How you doing, guys? Looking good. Please don't escape again. I will not be happy. We got a new custom biome. We've got a wood farm with a brand new massive building surrounding it. So before we can build any city on this land, we need to sort out this. It's tacky and I hate it. The terrain here is very uneven and hard to navigate. Not great for a city. So let's grab some grass, make ourselves some coarse dirt, grab a bit of dripstone as well, and let's path out this current disaster into something we can work with. You know it's going to be a big project when just laying out the pathway and doing a tiny little bit of terraforming takes an hour and a half. Yes, this is a massive project, but you can see here lots of circles appearing. That's because, like I said last time, we're going to be doing everything circular here. It's going to be very circle themed. And don't worry, every building won't look the same. We're going to use height and everything to make it all different. And you saw me adding on the end there these streams to bring a bit of life into this city. We got some lovely water, 2 little streams coming down here. One which goes into a waterfall, by the way, which ends up down at the bottom here. Look at this. Ooh, lovely. Nice straight waterfall. And we'll be adding some more nature bits a bit later. Probably lots of bamboo and sort of jungly sort of stuff. Because even though this is in front of this mountain here, I want this to be like a jungly type of city. And you'll see that later with some of the height we add in these builds. It feels like a jungle city. So I guess we should get started with some of the buildings. And we're going to start with the smallest 2 buildings going right here and here. So don't expect anything special for these. But before we build them, I need to head to the end to fix up my tools and elytra as they're getting pretty bad. I'm not sure I'll actually make it to my portal, so I'll trade some iron quickly just to make sure that we don't crash and die. I love this farm, but this is necessary. Oh, yes. Lovely and shiny tools. But we're going to head from one dimension to another, as this boy needs bones. Well, bone meal. I have plans to eventually make myself a bone meal farm, but I'm too lazy at the moment, so I'm just going to do this instead. Maybe we can make a nice song. That was a lovely bone song. Anyway, here's all the bone blocks I got. 16 stacks of bone blocks, aka 48 stacks of bone meal. But why did you go all bone crazy, Joel? Because of our wood farm here. We built this last time. Oh, that's a lot of bone meal. Wait, I did the maths wrong completely. It's actually 144 stacks of bone meal. So this should keep the wood farm going for a long time. And that's a good thing, because we're going to need a lot of wood. Like, a lot. I don't even know the number, but I know it's in the lots of numbers. So let's get started with 2 of the smallest buildings, which we don't need a lot of wood for. But we want to get something on the ground. We want to get going. Now, the only types of wood we need are spruce, jungle, and birch. So let's get a healthy amount of each one by just using our wood farm here. Nice and relaxing. Apart from the noise. It's very loud. But Papa Joel has a fix for that. Ah, lovely. Pretty much exactly 10 minutes of AFKing and we got all this. Lovely jubbly. And that's all the wood we need for the first 2 builds. We just need a few other things. In case you were wondering, those aren't sound effects. I'm making the noises with my mouth. Does that make it disgusting? I don't know. Anyway, let's build 2 little houses here, which we're not going to decorate the interior of. There's going to be no interior today. When you see the size of some of these buildings, you'll understand. Maybe you won't for these ones, though, because they're very small. So here's a quick time-lapse. In classic Smallishbeans style, it starts raining as soon as we start the time-lapse. Woo! Love rain. Makes time-lapses look really good. But both these builds are identical, apart from those bits of glazed terracotta. On one side, we've got the lime terracotta, and on this one, we've got the orange glazed terracotta. But apart from that, identical. But like I said earlier, interiors are non-existent. We're going to place some torches in those to stop mobs from spawning. As although we want this town to be habitable, we don't want it to be zombies and skeletons. And before we get building anything else, let me take you behind the scenes and give you a bit of insight to the design process. So here you can see the layout of the city. Each of these circles will be a building, and the ones we just built are these 2 little ones here. And after getting where we want the buildings to be, we start building them up. And from there onwards, you finish the rest of the owl. That was, of course, in my creative world, and it's a little teaser of what's to come. Obviously, it's not just going to be white wool. That was the very early stages. We did a lot of designing. And I think we'll start with the building up here, just next to these 2, as this is the furthest over on this side, just to get a bit of height in. It's quite a bigger building, so we're going to need more materials. I really thought I was about to cut to a material gathering montage, but I actually have pretty much every material I need. There's a few I have to gather, but not enough for a montage. So instead, let's do something fun, like kill some cows. Woohoo! Oh yeah. Yay. Ooh, day. Even though I had most of the materials, this still took about 30 minutes, and this isn't the biggest building by far. Oh gosh. We're on day 784. Will we make it to 1,000? Maybe. I don't know. All I do know is that we're gonna get building right now. So this build is a bit darker in color at the bottom with some cobblestone and tuff thrown in, plus some grey concrete and glazed terracotta. We then move upwards and get slightly lighter with some jungle wood before finishing off with a little bit of birch and sandstone and an oak roof. And it started raining as soon as I go to record this bit. Cool. But you can kind of see the height on this thing in comparison to these. It's looking pretty cool. We're going to be using height a lot in the rest of these builds. Apart from the next one here, which is going to be a chunky boy. Also, I didn't do it on these ones, but this one here and probably a lot of the other builds, I'm just going to use some cobbled deep slate like this. Instead of putting in a doorway, I'll work on a doorway in the future, just to make it look neater and you'd have to look in and see all the ugly grass. For this next build, we need a lot of bricks. And luckily, we have our mason village over here. There's plenty of these fellas to trade bricks with. Hiya. Look, 1 emerald, 10 bricks. However, we don't really have many emeralds. But what we do have is a lot of iron. We can use it to make a decent amount of smithing tables, which we can plop down near our villagers up here. 1 there maybe, and 1 there. And if we level these fellas up once, we can trade iron with them and get ourselves some emeralds. So let's do it with all the chaps up here. I know this is very inefficient, okay? You don't have to tell me. I know. It is fun though. In the future, the plan is to make a little trading place for smiths in this city. But for now, we'll just have to trade with these fellas at their terrible rates. For some reason, all the villagers have started to get stuck up here. So I'm going to remove this balcony, as they're all stupid. You big stupid villagers. And now we can buy more bricks. But there we go. That should be enough bricks. We didn't need that many. It's good to finally be using the villagers in that village. It's not just for display. There's a lot more things to gather than just bricks though. And this time we can do a material gathering montage. Cue the music. Oh yeah, this is my jam. We got some dark oak. We got some stripped dark oak. We got some granite slabs. We got some other stuff as well. I'm going to stop listing it all now because it's boring. Instead, let's talk about the fact that I haven't updated to 1.20 yet. That's because I wanted to finish this project off and start 120 with a bang with another big project, which you'll see probably in the next episode. There's a little teaser for you. And if we're going to give buildings nicknames, this one will be the Chunkmeister. These two can be Fred and George, and this can be Andrew. Let's get building the Chunkmeister. For each of these buildings, I'm trying to use different color themes. So for this one, obviously it is purple. Just kidding, it's red. That was a bit of sarcasm there. We do that sometimes on this channel. Only sometimes. So now we got some height, we got some little guys, and we got the Chunkmeister. And of course it starts raining. Of course, I'm gonna go insane. Luckily, I've got some protection from the Chunkmeister here, but it's time to get serious, guys. We've been messing around, building a building at a time. No one likes that. Well, I do like that. It's quite fun. But next up, we're going to deal with this hole here and a few other buildings. Yeah, it's serious time, baby. That's why it's raining, because I'm miserable. I'm not miserable, but it is time to get serious. And this time, we're going to need a lot of materials. I don't want the music to start again, though. Instead, here's 10 frames from every single material I gathered. So what was less than 3 seconds for you was over 2 hours for me. Here's the replay mod file to prove it. Oh my gosh. And we didn't even get everything. I still need to wait for this copper to oxidize. I've just sort of placed it everywhere a bit haphazardly. But it's okay because we can build other stuff while we wait for that with all these materials here. Look at this. Wow. The one that took the longest, this stripped spruce log. Oh my gosh. I noticed that my pickaxe and my axe are nearly neck and neck for how much I've used them. So time for a serious time-lapse where I'm going to be serious. A very serious 2-part time-lapse which took 4 hours because we built that little house again. We also built this one on stilts, which is on stilts. And you can kind of see this tower with some hanging leaves as well growing on the left there. We also built this little hut, which we're going to be using to trade villagers with. And then we got building the tallest building in this entire city. But wait, did you see the time-lapse glitch a second there? Well, that's because I paused my game as I went out to the cinema with some friends. And when I came back, I found this recording on my PC.
Well, well, well. Look who left their Minecraft logged in. And I just figured out the record button. I think I'll do something dangerous with this hardcore world. Oh, why is the view bobbing off? This is so weird.
If you're wondering what this floaty invisible stuff, by the way, is a mod called Lightmatica I used to help me build.
Why do you live like this, Joel? What's dangerous? What if I leave a little surprise here for him? A little treat. A little secret treat. Yes, that's what I'll do. Oh, I'm gonna have to put that back where it was, otherwise he'll notice I was here. Why is there everything so boring in here? Where are the flower pots? I'm gonna go pick a rose. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get a rose from up there. Nice and safely. And I will leave the rose for Joel. Oh, these are so cute. What the heck? Oh, it's a puppy. I knew that. I did know that. What is that? Oh, it's a pig. Okay, now just get back over there. I need clay. Yes, give me the clay. No! Stupid silk touch. This is very inconvenient, Joel. Hope you're enjoying this, Joel. I know you found this by now. Or not, in which case, this is embarrassing that I've sat and done this. But it was better than putting on a load of laundry, which I was meant to be doing. Hope you're enjoying the Spider-Verse movie. Well, I'm here, back at home, being a saddo. Where's all your stuff? Why is there no door here? What the heck? Ow! I've taken damage. Where's the door? Okay, this is your fault because where's the door? Did you just forget to build a door, or is a secret button somewhere? Oh, it's a work in progress. Okay, got it. Sorry. Why is everything empty, Joel? What is this place? Oh, you live over here. These buildings are not up to code. Oh. Well, that's just another little Easter egg for you there. A little surprise I left you. Some broken carrots. You got everything. You literally got a donkey and you don't have a furnace. Please tell me you got a furnace in here. Okay, promising. Are you joking? Where's the furnace, Joel? I'm gonna have to make one. Hope you're enjoying this. It was meant to be a lot quicker than this, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, smell some of this. Ooh, should I? No, probably not. Okay. I'm gonna leave it right here. Okay. I'm gonna leave it right here for you. Love you. Now let's get back to our position. So you don't notice. Probably stood around here somewhere. Okay, it's good. Alright. Goodbye.
I knew I was still alive, but I've never been so nervous watching some footage in my life. Anyway, we got building and finishing the big tower, and you can see this thing is tall. By far the tallest thing so far that we've built. And then next to it, we've got another tower, which is a slightly bit smaller, but links up to it. So 4 hours later, yes, you heard me right, 4 hours, and here we are. Weirdly, I do 2 time lapses, and I managed to accidentally split it exactly down the middle almost by like 30 seconds. But the feeling I'm going for down here, right, is I want it to be really sort of dense and feel quite populated. We're going to have villagers in here. We're going to have like some greenery around here. And of course, we've got the massive towers to add some height, where if we fly away and have a look at that. The greens of the leaves as well, with these sort of hanging vines we've added in, really make it all come together. But there's still so much more to do, including the biggest building yet. And of course, we now have our rose from Lizzie. Oh, isn't that cute? Or Poppy, I guess. Although it looks more like a little rose. So we actually have 9 more buildings to build. 2 of them are the big boys. And we're not going to build the big boys yet. We're saving the big boys till later. So stick around and subscribe. Did I mention subscribe? You should subscribe and leave a like. The 7 other buildings are a little bit smaller, so we're going to get through them quickly. The way we're going to do this is, I'm going to show you the materials I gathered, how long it took me to get them, and then we're going to time-lapse the build. So let's have a look at those first materials, Joel. Here they are, River Joel, quite a few. It took me 4 days, and now it's time to time-lapse. So I forgot to name all the other buildings, but I'm going to start naming these ones again. This one here is called Gerald, because Gerald loves purple, yellow, and lots of colours. Another 4 days, except less materials this time, but some of them were a bit worse to get. Let's call this building Gertrude. And although this build is the same shape as lots of the other builds, it's got quite a few different colours using some acacia and some mangrove in there. And the next build shouldn't take too long to gather all the materials. Let's open and close our magic shulker box. Here's it empty. Let's open it again. And oh, look, materials. It technically took 2 days, but it was less than that because of time and stuff. Anyway, this building's not going to have a name as it's not really a building. It's more of just like a weird structure. I don't know what it is. And it's probably the smallest build as it took around 10 minutes to finish. Not bad.
Told you that was a quick one.
Thank you, Lizzie. Now it's time for another familiar one. This one we will call Ginny. And you can see why it's that little house we built 3 times before. But it's done now, okay? So you can stop worrying. That's 4 down, 3 to go. How long did it take to gather these materials, future Joel? 2 days. Not too bad. And we're going to call this build Angela because I feel like it. And Angela is a bit wider than the other buildings, but that's okay because she's got a nice, unique roof, which nobody has. The city is growing nicely. 2 more builds. And this one's a bit chillier. And also contains a lot more materials, which took about 4 days to gather because some of them are really awkward. And we'll call this build Saruman. Not a clue why it's called Saruman, as it's very blue to fit the mountain in the background, of course. The closer you get to the mountain, the colder the buildings look. And our final little building of today also has some blues in it. And we're on day 866, meaning we're going to cut to 2 days' time, where we have all this. Let's build the final small building. And this building shall be called Ronald, because I don't know, I'm just making these names up on the spot. And there you have it, a load of little buildings done. They're not that little, really. They are just little in comparison to the next 2 we're about to build. If we head up really high and look down from above, look at the roofs. They look so cool. I'm loving it so far. But of course, we need some materials for these big boys. And we're just going to gather all the materials in one go for both of these. And you know what? Because you've stuck around this far, sure, I'll give you 10 frames of each material I gathered. God, aren't you lucky? Also, may I just say, yes, I built the wood farm, and yes, it's very useful. But for some reason, if you look around, I've built everything out of blooming dark oak and spruce wood, especially stripped spruce, which you may as well just go and strip and chop yourself. But dark oak wood won't fit in my wood farm. And I built everything out of it. Like, everything's got dark oak wood on it. What am I thinking? Also, these next 2... the material I need most is dark oak slabs. We need 1,257 of them. I'm an idiot. Okay. Enjoy the frames. Oh boy, that went by way too quick for what took me 2 hours. Yes, it was a lot of materials, as you can see here, but the big boys are ready. And let's start with the first big boy, who's actually a big girl. We're going to call this Stephanie. To give you some context on how much bigger these builds are, this one took 1 hour and 10 minutes to build in comparison to the other ones, which I could build in like 20 minutes. So quite considerably bigger. But as you can see, it's got loads of different colors. It's even got some different patterns, some squares in there as well. I also added in this bridge here just off camera a second ago, which leads up to the build. Ooh, lovely. And you can kind of see the scale of this thing inside. Oh gosh, I don't want to decorate the interiors. That's so big. There's so much space. Scary. But oh man, the progress is good. Time for the final building of today. Not the final bit of building we're going to do. We're going to add in a load more stuff to this area. And let's call this build Armand. Is that a name? And this build here is our biggest single building yet, taking about 1 hour and 20 minutes to build. And as you can see, lots of different colors, different shapes as well. We've got that kind of star pattern down there, which I really, really like. Of course, lots of circles as well, and the final circle roof. And to celebrate us finishing all the buildings, of course, it's raining. Love Minecraft rain. But look at what we have built so far. Oh, baby. This is a lot of stuff. I don't want to think about how many blocks we've used today. What I can show you is how much wood we've chopped. 45,000. That's quite a lot, really, isn't it? Not just today, of course, but in general, that's still a lot. And to finish this thing off, there's a few blocks we need. However, we need a lot of them. They are some oak fences, 3 different colors of wool, some oak trapdoors, some lanterns, some jungle leaves, and just a few bits of jungle wood. My wood farm ran out of bone meal, by the way. Next up, some birch leaves. Keeping on the leaf theme, we're getting some azalea leaves. Then we need some flowers such as lilacs, a load of azure bluettes. Then head to our bamboo farm to grab a load of bamboo. Grab a bit of sugarcane while we're here. Buy a load of bricks from our masons to make some brick walls. And as day 900, yes, 900, comes to an end, I believe that is it. So let's add the finishing touches to this place. Make it feel like a true overgrown jungle city. We started off by walling off all the paths, making them a bit more defined, then went on to add in loads of bamboo plus flowers, and then we went round and bone milled the ground and added in a few trees. After that, we headed to the skies to place down some hanging banners all the way around the city. Well, it's done. Let's have a quick walk through, shall we? Look at it. It's glorious. All this height, all these naturey bits, the water, everything has come together so nicely. Obviously, in the future, we're going to do some interiors. Maybe decorate a bit around the outside, add some like carts in, stuff like that. Bring it more to life. But it's already pretty lively with all these plants, bamboo, etc. We've really tried to fit this round the terrain and I love it. So how about a lovely bit of sweeping footage, including, whoa, some shaders. Look at that. Oh, does it look good with shaders? It looks good without shaders as well, though, as we can see from this next shot here. But we'll add a bit of shaders anyway, just to show you what it looks like, and then get rid of them again. And don't worry, I will get around to building these interiors eventually. But there is something very exciting lurking behind this giant city, and look, cherry trees. Oh my gosh. I used a tool to help update our world to 120 and delete some old chunks to spawn in these new 1.20 ones. And look at them. I've been wanting cherry trees in Minecraft for so long. Of course it starts to rain. All my excitement immediately gone. But funnily enough, where these cherry trees have spawned in is exactly where we're going to be building our giant tree. I really like this mound here, and I think it'll be perfect with a tree on it. Imagine one there. I'll draw one in paint quickly. Wow, wasn't that great? But before we can collect 25,000 leaves and 25,000 bits of wood, yes, I'm building it with wood, by the way, and not logs, meaning I need 4 logs for every 3 wood, which I don't even want to know the number, okay? It's a lot. Before we collect all of that, there's some stuff we need. One of those is a wood farm that can farm dark oak wood. We already have a wood farm over here, but this isn't capable of doing a 4x4 dark oak tree. And we need to build one that can. But wait, there's more. Before we can build that, we need a way to get bone meal easily. So of course, we're going to build a bone meal farm. And we're going to get working on that right now. Now, this is a pretty serious bone meal farm built by Il Mango. However, I'm using a tutorial by Lion X, so thank you very much. And this is all we need for it.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Bop, 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 bop.
Oh my gosh, I thought build a nice simple farm at the start of the video. 2 hours that nearly took to gather the materials, and I've not even built the farm yet. The main problem was just getting all the redstone and just weird stuff like slime balls. I don't have a slime farm yet. Well, we've got it all, and we can now go build our farm. Now, normally I know how farms work, but this one is so complicated that I've not a clue. So here's me building it in 2 seconds. Actually, 2 seconds, which is really, really quick. Oh god, it's so ugly. Gosh, I hope it works. It'll take a while to start working though, because basically you have to wait for all these dispensers around here to fill up with bone meal. Oh my gosh, there's iron blooming golems everywhere. But let's turn it on and see what happens. Oh, yes, look at all that moss and stuff. It works so quickly, this thing. Look at it go. Like, it kind of looks like kind of laggy almost. But these dispensers should now, yeah, start filling up with bone meal. Look at that go. That is speedy. Look at all it come out. Oh my gosh. That's kind of crazy. So we're going to leave this running for a little bit, and we'll worry about covering it up another time. It's right in front of our lovely city. Yeah, it looks hideous. Now, while this is working away, I'm going to take what I like to call a
Trying 1.20 break.
I'm going to find some new stuff. And we're going to start with some cherry tree saplings. Oh yeah, get destroyed, you silly little cherry tree. Get in my inventory. I also love these new flowers. Look how pretty these are. Do these make pink dye? Oh, they do. Wait. And it gives you like 3 back for each one you... Wait. I had no idea that's how they worked. That's so cool. But let's destroy some of these cherry trees, as we're going to be needing a load of saplings later. In fact, let's destroy them all. Ooh, there's nothing like a bit of deforestation of the latest Minecraft tree. That took way longer than I was expecting. Look how many cherry logs and cherry saplings we got. That's kind of ridiculous. And it looks like my farm was still working. Look, is it? I don't know if it's been glitching out. Hopefully it's fine. Uh-oh. Something's gone wrong. A load of redstone's been washed away somehow. How? Don't worry, I'm a redstone genius and I fixed it. So I can't really leave the area while this thing is running. And I want this thing to run so that we can finally get some bone meal producing for our dark oak farm. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly do some terraforming. Not sure if I love or hate terraforming. I guess it depends on my mood. But finally, the farm is producing its bone meal that we can use. You stand here, you can watch it come flying in. Look at it, lovely jubbly. And I was thinking this spot right here would be perfect for our dark oak wood farm, which is what we're going to get building next. Luckily, this farm didn't have as many materials as the bone meal farm. I did still have to collect quite a bit though, including a load more redstone, but I went and made myself a load of clerics down here so I could get redstone a bit easier. Other than that, it was just a few random items I had lying around in my base, and I did actually have to head off to the swamp once again to get more slime. I desperately need a slime farm, this time for slime blocks, not sticky pistons, however. And then finally we went to a coral reef to get myself some coral. And that's everything. Pretty simple farm. And I've not tried this one in creative, so I'm hoping it works. Gosh, please work. For this one, we're following a tutorial from BJ Poye. And again, we're going to have a really quick time lapse where I'm going to try and hit the highest note I can while singing. But also, before you have to listen to that, let's restart this farm. Okay, here's my highest singing note. I apologize immediately. Okay, I'm praying this thing works. We're going to get some bone meal out of the farm and plop it in this barrel here. So to start it, I click this barrel. I stand here, clicking 2 saplings there, clicking another 2 there. Hold right click down. And it'll take a while to bone meal them, unless I've done something wrong. Oh gosh, that's taking a very long time. That's wasting a lot of bone meal. Why is it not doing anything? Okay, I think I finally got it working by just trial and error. So, that's good. I thought I just built this whole thing for nothing. It works well, however, it doesn't give you the saplings back. I've got to collect so many saplings. Oh no. The good thing is, I used it for about 3 minutes and got nearly 6 stacks of wood, so it's efficient. Luckily, I have a plan for this. First, we're going to head in here to this fella, and we're going to buy, not him, and we're going to buy a diamond hoe. We're then going to try our luck at enchanting it to see what we get. I was hoping for fortune 3, but luckily we have a backup. There's a few villagers up here that I've not traded with yet, so let's see if we can get a fortune 3 trade. I've been here for 15 minutes. I've got a fortune 2. It'll have to do. So let's combine them and then add them onto this hoe here. And head over to this dark oak forest. And let's see how many leaves we can get in 30 minutes. Look at those leaves. Look at them. Where they going? I don't know. Where they going? I don't know. Well, it took 20 minutes and my hoe is nearly broken. So I'm going to stick mending on that and get that fixed up. But we got 9.5 roughly stacks of saplings. Let's see how much wood this can get us. Look at him just stood there holding right click the entire time. So that took about 10 minutes and we got all this. Lovely. However, including the 20 minutes it took to get the saplings. Is that lovely? I don't know. I think it is. That's a lot of logs. But I need 301 stacks of wood. So this is going to minimize very quickly. Oh, it makes me sad seeing it all go. So this here is 35 stacks. I'm like 10% done. Oh, gosh. I think it's time we put in some serious work. Listen to that serious music as he's getting some XP points so we can enchant those serious hoes to make some serious fortune 3 hoes where he spent 6 days hitting leaves. So after spending the last hour or so mining leaves, I've come to the realization that I should probably just chop the trees and get the wood as well. This is really stupid. Why am I so stupid? We've got a lot of saplings, but let's get some wood as well. So a shulker box of dark oak wood gave me about 3 stacks of dark oak saplings. I'm going to head home and use the farm for a bit. So after about 25 minutes of AFKing the farm, look how much wood we've got. Plenty. Let's turn it into some actual dark oak wood and see how many shulkers it fills. So we now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 full shulkers and some extra here. We managed to chop a full shulker ourselves. I think just chopping is the best way. We now have 138 stacks of dark oak wood and we need 302. So not even halfway yet. But let's pause the farm and go on another
Trying 1.20 break.
Ooh, let's try it out. Let's start by making ourselves a couple of brushes. I've no idea how long these things last, so I'm making 2 just in case. And we're gonna fly all the way out in search of some desert ruins. Aha! Look, we found our first suspicious sand. And what do we get? Ooh, it looks like we're actually getting something new straight away. A snort pottery shard? I thought they were called shards. So can we just dig down and find more? Another one here. An emerald. Okay, looks like there's going to be a lot of trash. We got lucky with the first one. Hey, there we go. Another shard. Another shard. Shelter. Okay. Is that a sniffer egg? Yes, that's what I was looking for. Cool. Those are the easy ones to find. Let's see if we can find any of the trickier ones in like a nearby jungle biome. Is that it? I think that's one. That looks like it. Is that suspicious gravel? Oh, and that's suspicious gravel. What is that? Oh, it's glass. Oh, this looks like something new. Is that an armor piece? Oh, get rid of all this rubbish from my inventory. Host armor trim. Ooh. Oh, we got another one. God, my inventory's a mess. Razor armor trim. Cool. Oh, and another. Ooh, did I get a duplicate? Wayfinder. We're getting loads of different ones. This is cool. I didn't think it'd be this easy. Well, that was a fun 120 adventure. Let's go back and see what we can do with this stuff. So I'm pretty sure I can just like throw these in here, right? And make a pot. Look at that. Cool. Plop that down there. Whoa, it's massive. And I know you can use this to make some armor trim. So let's have a look what we can make. This one. Okay, pretty cool. Straight line. Or this one's probably the coolest in my opinion. Let's do this. Nice. I also like these legs. And I think these boots. How are we looking? Oh, baby, yeah. I love it. It's so cool. And I'm going to plop the sniffer egg down over here for when we're getting some wood in the future. Blooming heck, that's big, isn't it? Like half the size of me. But anyway, we need to get back to the grind. And the grind, of course, being chopping dark oak trees. Oh my gosh, I spent so long chopping dark oak trees. As you can see here, we cleared out quite a bit of this biome. I then head home after turning them all into dark oak wood and then went and used my farm for a bit. But it still wasn't enough, so I had to actually go back to the dark oak forest and do some more chopping. Oh my gosh, guys. I've done it. I've done it! I'm so happy! Look at all these logs! Look at them all! That's all I need! I don't need any more! I'm so happy! We're on day 978. I think I started this around day 935. 40 days straight collecting logs. I think I've spent about 6 or 7 hours. I don't want to collect any more logs. Here's some fun statistics. That's 23,000 dark oak leaves mined, 17,000 dark oak logs chopped. I've crafted nearly 20,000 dark oak wood. Never again am I building a tree this big unless we get 100,000 likes. It's never going to happen. Oh no, I left my farm running. Oh, it's probably broken. Yep, look at all this. This is all broken. Anyway, I'll fix it in a second. Look, my sniffer hatched. Look at him. Look how cute he is. They make some weird noises, man. Also, this is going to sound really weird, but when I first saw these, I thought these were the eyes. I thought that's his nose. Those are the eyes. I thought they looked really weird. Look, his eyes go. It's his nose. But we're building this trunk out of other stuff as well, so let's go gather that other stuff. Oh no, he's back in the wood farm again because of course he needed some dark oak planks as well as the dark oak wood. I also planted these cherry saplings and then I bone milled these cherry saplings, then I stole the leaves from these cherry trees. But I didn't actually need the leaves, I needed the cherry wood. Speaking of wood, I got some spruce wood from my other spruce farm, but I ran out of bone meal, so I had to go and chop some spruce wood as well. I also needed some amethyst blocks, I also needed some brown terracotta, and I also finally needed some glowstone. 82 days into this video and we're finally ready to start building. All these materials ready to go. I'm going to load up my shulker boxes here and begin possibly the biggest time lapse of this series. We'll maybe take a little break for day 1000 for celebration, but let's get into it. Cue the music. Oh yeah, that's my jam. We started off by doing a bit of terraforming as I built this tree a little bit too big, and then we got working on the base, starting on this side here, and you can kind of see some things appearing. Ooh, some spirals made from some amethyst and some cherry wood. I'm then using some spruce wood, some brown terracotta, and the dark oak planks to add a bit of texture. And now it's time to work on some massive branches, but wait, a special moment approaches. A very big moment as the sun sets here. Let's head to the original bedroom from episode 1. The sun setting over our world on day 999, and we have a sleep and wake up on day 1000. We've achieved so much. I can't wait to show you this tree. Let's keep on building. A lot more branches to go. In fact, nearly 2 hours more of building here as we add on these final branches. We've got a lot of branches on this tree, as this thing is massive. Like, I can't really show you the scale. As you can see, there's just stuff unloading in the background because my render distance was struggling to show anything, as, you know, it's a massive tree. But look, the final branches are being placed. And just like that, 301 stacks of dark oak wood, plus all the other things we collected, are done. I've upped my render distance a bit here. As you can see, we're really loading in a lot of stuff. Look at this thing. It is huge. You can see the spirals on the side here. If I have a look at that. I really wanted to add some cherry wood in to give some effect other than just the dark oak, as it just looked a bit plain and boring. It looked massive, but a little bit plain and boring. And you can see the dark oak planks and other bits up here, some spruce wood around here, just to add a little bit more texture. But look at it. It's a big old tree trunk. But the problem is, it looks dead. It looks like all the leaves have fallen off and the tree is dead. So we have to bring this thing to life. And that requires leaves. And you may have seen earlier, I gathered some leaves, right? We got some leaves here. But we need 32,000 leaves. That's 9.5 double chests, aka about 19 times this amount of leaves. If I scroll down my statistics here, you can see where the cherry leaves are. We've got 2,000. It's going to beat the dark oak leaves by the end of this. I think it's time we got our netherite hoe a friend. So I bought myself a fresh diamond hoe. I got myself some gunpowder. I made myself some TNT. I went to the nether. I placed the TNT. I blew up the TNT and I started farming that lovely, lovely ancient debris. I went to go make it and I realized, oh gosh, we're in 1.20. I had no idea this is what you had to do to upgrade a netherite tool now. Good job when we're doing blooming 1. I've not raided any bastions yet, but I'm very scared to. Luckily, I can kill most of them with just some arrows. The brutes terrify me. But there's one. That's all I need. And let's just head home. Whew, that was scary, but we did it. All right, let's upgrade this. I know you can duplicate this, but I'll just go get another one in the future. That wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. Anyway, the serious music has kicked in again, which you know it's time for serious stuff. I got Silk Touch on this thing. I nicknamed them Des and Troy. You put them together, you get Destroy. I let my bone meal farm work its magic for a little bit. Then I went over to this area here and got farming leaves for such a long time. Look at all these leaves going down. So many leaves. Oh, look. Enderman killing to fix my hose. More leaves. Yes, the leaves are back. Oh, I bet you're never going to guess what happens right next. Oh, it's Enderman farming. Oh, and then more leaves again. Look at all those leaves going. There's so many leaves. I've gotten to the point where I wish this tree just remained dead. Why did I have to add leaves to it? Why did I have to add all these blooming leaves to it? This here is over 32,000 leaves, which is over 500 stacks. Look at this. Look how stupid that is. And guess what? I'm not just building it out of leaves. I'm throwing some other stuff in there as well. Oh, let's go get that. But make sure you know I'm not happy about it. Also, for a sad note, quickly, play the sad music, Joel. Thank you. You may be wondering, Joel, why have you only got one sort of slightly broken hoe in your inventory? We lost Des, guys. We lost Des. I accidentally broke Des. We've got Troy left. R.I.P. Des. Morning time's over, baby. It's time to get these final materials, and I am angry because, oh my gosh, some of these materials are really awkward to get. The main one being blaze rods. I had to head to the nether and kill a load of blazes as I needed to get 5 stacks of blaze rods. I then went to the end to get myself some chorus fruit, which is very easy to get, so I didn't mind this as much as the blaze rods. I did go home and have to smelt them, though, and wait for them to smelt, and then I could make myself so many end rods. I can happily say we no longer have to gather any materials. We've got them all. Oh my gosh. Look at this tree. Look at it. Look at it. No leaves. it's about to have leaves, as we're about to do a mega time lapse right now. I'm so excited to show you guys. Please subscribe if you haven't already, leave a like, and let's get into this time lapse. I want to start off this time lapse by saying every time you see the sun goes around, that is 10 minutes of real life time. That one day in Minecraft is 10 minutes. Keep that in mind as you see that go by quite a few times. But it's lovely to see this thing come together. You can see I'm using those cherry leaves with a mix of cherry planks and some magenta terracotta, and then we're hanging down loads of end rods from like the bottom of the leaves to give it a bit of light at nighttime, which by the way looks really cool at night. I can't wait to show you it at night, but also in the day it looks really awesome as well, as it's just got these sort of hanging things down to give it a bit of texture. This is by far the longest time lapse I've done in this world so far, and it was quite a struggle to get through. I think I watched about 4 movies and one of them was really bad, so that was a real struggle, but we got through it in the end and we're done on day 1075. And oh my gosh guys, it is done. I'm not going to show you it just yet. I just want to say I am so happy with this thing. I hope you guys like it as well. Obviously it needs some work around the base, which we're going to do in the future as we figure out what we're going to put inside this tree. In case you were wondering, this thing took 7.5 hours just placing all the leaves. But let's have a look, shall we? The big reveal, our entire area, and bam. Look at that. I think it actually looks better when you fly out a little bit like this and you come back round. Look at it. Look at that. That is a big cherry tree, isn't it? Look at it. Oh my gosh, that angle. Oof. Wait, let's head back here. Look at that. Look at that, everybody. That is insane. One of the coolest things I've ever built in Minecraft. And it's also a bit of a mob farmer down below. I've been trying to light it up, but there's so many dark spots down here where mobs just keep spawning in. I finished every single side of it. It is looking absolutely amazing. I'm so happy with it. Let's have a look with some shaders, shall we? Firstly, though, a little bit without shaders. Then let's blend in some other shades. Ooh, that's nice. But my favorite shaders, of course, BSL. I just love how it looks under these shaders. Look at the light bouncing off those leaves. Oh, it's gorgeous. Now with the whole creative mode design process, the collection of everything and the placing it all together, I think this has been about a 60-70 hour project, which is kind of crazy. By far the longest we've spent on anything in this world so far, but is it worth it? Well, I think it is, because if you stand just down here and you see that in the background, look at it. Oh my goodness gracious. And like I said earlier, I do have plans for around the bottom. We're definitely going to add some stuff in. I'm thinking linking a path up to it, village underneath, and then maybe a big farm inside. What kind of farm should I put in? I really should have put dark oak wood farm, shouldn't I? Oh well, we'll make an entrance to it somewhere, as we have lots of space inside here. Look at this. That is ridiculous. That is so ridiculous. But that is all we have time for this episode, guys. I hope you did enjoy. Make sure to leave a like and comment. Subscribe if you're new. And I shall see you for the next episode. Goodbye.